Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stand. We're back with football, slightly later than I wanted to be, but only by a couple of minutes, but a bit out of practice in relation to what needs to be done for a watch-along, numerous things, but we are back, we are live. It's Manchester United versus West Bromwich Albion in a much-win game. I hope you're all happy, and I know a lot of you have been with us over the international break, lots of great content, thank you for that, but if you are back new after the break, welcome back. Big game for Manchester United. Not going to dwell too much on the negativity of Liverpool winning. I think if you were a gambler or not, I said it the other day, there was it was the most obvious result of the weekend. Everton were going to lose at Anfield, just like Spurs will, just like Arsenal did, and Spurs, sorry. It was just absolutely nailed on. Just like it's nailed on, Everton will turn up against us on Tuesday night. For some reason, Everton just have an absolute brain block when they play against Liverpool, and they seem to treat us like the biggest rival, which we should probably take that as a compliment, really, that they treat us bigger than their local rivals. But such is life. I knew they'd blow it, and actually looking at the Everton team, it's pretty poor, isn't it? I know they're giving youth a chance, but it's not a very good side. And whatever you think about Liverpool, I think that was inevitable. They were going to win it. So top four chances, we could have done with Liverpool dropping points. I agree with that, but it's in our hands if we can win games. Definitely disappointed about Mata. If you saw the video last night, it was disappointing not having Mata out for the season potentially, but. Such is life. We've still got the players to do it. I think hopefully, what we are gonna find out today is very much what he thinks about Anthony Martial. Will he pick Anthony Martial today? Because with all the injuries we've got, the fact that I said in the preview that West Brom are a side that do not have pace at the back. They're very good from set pieces. We know Fellaini will start, but he's got to play Martial. And if he doesn't play Martial, then I know Di Marzio said we're after Mbappe from Monaco, and that probably means that we are. But if he doesn't play Martial today, I would be very, very concerned. I'm so glad that George Kyle has just said Lukaku is a big game bottler. He is a big game bottler. He's not scored, has he? Well, he never turns up against United, Lukaku. I know he turns up against some teams, but he never turns up against United. And he's not turned up in an Anfield derby today. So I like Lukaku a lot, but I'm not as mad about him as a lot of you lot are. If you can't, and people are saying, oh, he's not had the support play, this, that, and the other. If you're good enough, this is what it's about playing for Manchester United when Manchester United get back to where they are. You can't use excuses about other people. You know, Cantona, I know he's one of the world's best players, but out of nothing. The good players produce something out of nothing. You can't be a top player if you've got to be reliant on everybody else. You've got to be able to produce something out of nothing, whether it's winning the ball back from 30 yards out, a couple of touches and whacking it in, or producing something. And he's done nothing today. So not a Manchester United quality player for me, Lukaku. But it's still 3-1. I can't see Everton getting back into that game at all. And we'll move on. Lukaku turned up in Fergie's last game, says Ali Riaz. I'll tell you what, if I had £1 for every time somebody's come out with that nonsense, I'd be very rich. The score was 5-5. It was 5-5 in that game. It was an exhibition game. So there was nothing on it. Whenever there's anything on it, Lukaku doesn't turn up against United, and he hasn't turned up today. Will Rooney play, says Vincent O'Hara. Very interesting. And forgot to tell you all, we are United Stand MUFC, all one word, on Snapchat. It's open. We will be taking your Snapchats throughout the show, throughout the game, with the team news. United Stand MUFC, get yourself on Snapchat. They're only 15-second clips. We'll get loads of you on today. So we are on Snapchat, United Stand MUFC, and we will be taking your Snapchats on the team news and throughout the game. Apparently I've made a mistake in the spelling. Boo-hoo. But team news is going to come in the next 30 seconds. I'll be joined by hopefully Ross, Draughty and Marcus throughout the game, and a lot of you lot on Snapchat as well. I'm happy to be back. So drop a like on the video, subscribe if you are new, but happy to be back. Irish Rail YouTube video says Lukaku shouldn't be a United striker. And Ali Riaz is just trying to be devil's advocate. It's a good devil's advocate to be, Ali. A lot of people think because he scored in that game that he's good enough, but it was an exhibition game, and I've never seen him do that. Lukaku said it could be Lukaku. He's done sod all else. He might just be on his phone at Anfield, just getting involved in the United Stand. But he said, if we lose, could it be top four gone? We've got 3 games in a week. West Brom, Everton on Tuesday, Sunderland away next Sunday. We've got to take 9 points from them, and even then, it could be quite difficult for us to win the game. So we will see what happens. But we are going for team news now, and let's have a look. It should be imminent. In fact, hopefully, it will just flash up just as I click on there. Not quite yet. Not quite yet. Add a photo or a video. I'm just sending you something to Red in Bed. You should get that now. And Manchester United, give us the team news because we're all ready and waiting for it. And here it is. De Gea in goal, Valencia right back, Bailly and Rojo, Ashley Young at left back, which is very, very interesting. It's a very good team. It's a good team. I'm very happy with it. So De Gea in goal, Valencia, Bailly and Rojo, Ashley Young at left back, Michael Carrick captain, Fellaini, Mkhitaryan at 10, Lingard on the right, Martial on the left, Rashford up front. Bing, bang, boom. We'll have some of that. Very, very, very pleased with that team. Fosu Mensah's on the bench, Darmian's on the bench, Blind's on the bench, Twansibi's on the bench, Wilcox on the bench, Rooney on the bench. I mean, it's a weak bench because of all the injuries we've got, but very, very happy with that team. Very happy with that team. I hope all you lot are as well, because I certainly am. And let's see if we can get Ross on to get his thoughts. In fact, he's just about to join me now. Ross, can you hear me, pal?
How you doing, Mark? You alright?
Yeah, very, very happy. That team news has just come in. I take it you've seen it.
Yeah.
Give us your thoughts.
Do you know what? I haven't seen anything yet about Luke Shaw, but I'm taking this as the end of Luke Shaw's Manchester United career. Is he injured, or is he just generally been dropped again for Ashley Young?
I tell you what, there's always a story that you might sort of miss, and I tell you what, it's a fantastic point. Does anybody know where? Well, a lot of people are saying it. Rest in peace, Luke Shaw. Where is Luke Shaw?
That was the first thing that flew out to me. I was after his England exploits. He had a few minutes, and I thought he'd be really well set up to play today and maybe have an influence on the game. But do you know what? Saying that, I'm going to forget the Luke Shaw thing because I actually don't mind Ashley Young as a left back. I think he actually gives us great width, and he set up Fellaini the other week, didn't he? And I think he's well prepared to do that again. And there is loads of positives again. I've been banging on all week about how excited I am to see Bailly Rojo at centre back. I think that's the best partnership we have. I'm not that frustrated about Jones Smalling being out, and he has gone with Rashford, Martial, and Mkhitaryan and Jesse Lingard. So I think there's so much pace to do damage. And you retweeted one of my tweets earlier, Mark, and that's what I was kind of alluding to, the fact that we've got so many players out, but yet you look at Mkhitaryan, Rashford, Martial, and that's frightening. Forward line that we have, effectively a B team.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing positive for me, I mean, we can get into the Luke Shaw thing. In fact, let's talk about Luke Shaw now, because then we can move on to the positives. I will come back to the positives, though. I'm just very happy Martial's starting, because we've had the Mbappe rumours. He's been a bit in and out. I had a funny feeling he wasn't going to start him today, and it was going to be the beginning of the end for Anthony Martial. So he could easily have been on the bench today. He's starting. I think that's a big positive. But Luke Shaw, he was a part of the England squad, so he's not injured. He's not injured. It is odd how you would put Willock, who is an attacking midfielder, to be fair, young youth player, Twansibi, Darmian, but no Luke Shaw. Maybe he feels, I've got Darmian and Blind already as left back options, and they're ahead of Shaw. I don't know, but it is quite telling.
Yeah, I think this is definitely the end of Luke Shaw today. I mean, no doubt about it. I don't know. I think that he will buy another left back in the summer. There's no way. Jose Mourinho, a man of so much experience, thinks that he can, even try and win a Champions League with Darmian and Ashley Young as his left backs. It's not going to happen. So I think he'll definitely be in the market, and I think he feels like he can probably make do. I don't know. There has to have been a conversation somewhere between Luke Shaw and Mourinho where Luke Shaw's leaving in the summer. He knows that, Mourinho knows that, and that's the end of it, to be honest. Which is a shame because he's English, and you always want Manchester United to have more English players in the starting 11. But it just seems like we're going to go probably in the transfer market and buy another foreign player.
Yeah, well, I like Mendy at Monaco, but I would go with you and say that, to be honest with you, he is English. I do think he's good enough, but there is definitely an issue there. We've got to back the manager on it. We have to back the manager, and I do back the manager. But it is a bit sad because actually when I was doing my tactics preview last night, I did play Luke Shaw at left back. I did say there's no chance this is going to happen, but I wanted us to have a little bit of pace. The team's going along the bottom for you now. I'll just read it out for those who've missed it. De Gea in goal, Valencia right back, Bailey and Rojo and Ashley Young at left back, which I want to come back to because that's very interesting. I'm very pleased that we are playing Young. Carrick captain, Fellaini we knew he would play, Mkhitaryan at 10, Lingard right, Martial left, Rashford up front. Very pleased with that. And the bench, Twansibi's on there, Fosu Mensah's on there, Willock's on there, Rooney's on there, and then Darmian and Blind with Romero, the goalkeeper. But I'm very, very happy with the lineup of the team because it's... sorry, there's a comment here I need to read. It's a $5 comment. You can comment on the Super Chats. Remember, contribute to the United Stand. Richard Stainer says, Luke Shaw is not good enough, positionally weak and offers nothing going forward. And we must remember that, Ross. There's always another side. And just because we both would keep Luke Shaw doesn't mean that every other Manchester United fan would. And Richard's right. And to be honest, my stance with it is, if Mourinho... I read something a couple of weeks ago about Luke Shaw and how Mkhitaryan and Martial and Schweinsteiger even responded to the tough love of Mourinho and forced their way back in. But Luke Shaw, there's a disappointment. I think it was in the Manchester Evening News, so it's not necessarily credible. But there's a disappointment with Luke Shaw from Mourinho that he's tried the tough love thing and there's not been that dedication and hard work in training. And ultimately, if there isn't, then Mourinho's making the right choice. As much as he's English and as much as we think he's talented, which he is, if he's not working hard, and there was something around, I think October last time from his brother tweeting out saying that his brother was being picked on and stuff like that. You know what? There's a modern game and social media is part of it. But if your attitude's not right, and he was very good friends with Memphis, let's not forget, the writing's on the wall.
Yeah, it's a great point by that comment as well, and it's easy. I think when you are English, you kind of look at players like that through rose-tinted glasses, which is great when you get the live comments on the United Stand because it's quite multicultural and it's good to see it from the aspect of other countries that doesn't see an English player, they just see a player. When, yeah, you could argue he hasn't been good enough, to be honest, but I would like to have seen him, be given more chances. But again, Mark, you're absolutely right. If he's not working hard enough in training, which we don't see, he doesn't deserve to even get in the squad. If players like Ashley Young, who's 31, he's working harder.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Let's talk about the team anyway, because I'm actually very, very happy with that team. The only change I may have considered would have been Fellaini out for Fosu Mensah, but that's just pie in the sky dreaming talk. That is, I don't think it's even. I don't even think it's logical, to be honest. To just think I want to see Fosu Mensah play, and we've got to win this game. And to be honest, Fellaini offers something a little bit different, so I wouldn't necessarily go with that. But it's pretty much the team that I would have played. I mean, the only slight change is Ashley Young in at left back. Obviously, Luke Shaw was never going to play. That was a pipe dream either. I did think he'd pick Darmian, and the reason I thought he would pick Darmian is because if people don't know, if you didn't watch the preview, you should have done. West Brom have the biggest team, not the biggest team, the best. Stats in relation to corners. I think they've scored 14 goals from corners this year. They're obviously a threat from set pieces. And Ashley Young's very small, so I thought he would pick Darmian for the height. I'm actually glad he hasn't, because I like the fact that Ashley Young will get forward and he's got pace. So that is something to be applauded by Mourinho, that he's actually done something there that I thought he wouldn't do. I thought he would play Darmian for the height.
Yeah, interesting point again, Mark. I think I'm with you. I'm pleased that he's kind of, it's Manchester United at home, so we should be picking the team and they should be sort of, tactically going against us. If it was away from home, I'd have agreed and gone, yeah, I'd rather see someone a bit taller, because away from home, the football will be different. But at home, you like to think that we've got the style of football when we will have enough to beat them, regardless of, even if they do nick a goal in a corner, I'd like to think we'd go down the other end and score 2 for every 1 that they'd get.
My best mate from Ireland says, okay team, but I'd have started Rooney ahead of Lingard. Bloody idiots. It can be your best mates, but it doesn't mean they've got any clue about football. I'm glad Rooney's not starting. I mean, you're a big Rooney fan, Ross. I must clarify that. I do like Rooney, but I wouldn't have started him today. Not played football for a long time, and I think that's the right team. I think the only place Rooney could have come in is for Lingard, put Mkhitaryan on the right, but Rooney, Fellaini, Carrick, midfield 3, that would worry me. I think Mata's a huge loss, but Mkhitaryan in at number 10, he probably is a better number 10 than Mata. So, you could almost envisage that Mata's on the bench today, and that would be fine. Unfortunately, he's not. But I quite like the fact that Mkhitaryan is playing at number 10.
Yeah, I'd agree. I wouldn't have played Rooney today. I think for the first time in a long time at Manchester United, the team has evolved past Rooney. And you could see it when we sort of, scrubbed out a 3-1 win in the last game and Rooney was nowhere to be seen. And that's kind of where we're at now. I think that United have moved past him. It's great to have him in and around the squad. It's great to see his name on the bench. But you know what? For substitutions that excite me, I'd much rather see Fosu Mensah come on in any position than Wayne Rooney today. And I think Fosu Mensah would make a difference. And I just want to quickly say it would not surprise me at all if Mourinho gave a debut to Willock today, because I know he does like to kind of scrub out this stat that he doesn't play youth, and to hand out another sort of Premier League debut will be Mourinho will be happy to do that, I think.
Killjoy's just come out with a comment, could Shaw be rested for Tuesday against Everton? We used to have this with Herrera under Van Gaal. People would try and justify and find a positive, and I commend people who do that, but no, come on. No way. That's just not going to happen. I'm going to take some of your Snapchats because some of you have sent us through some. United Stand MUFC on Snapchat. We are if you are there. So Joe Head, he says,
Mark, the team looks really, really good against West Brom tonight. Hopefully we can see a little bit of Fosu Mensah. I'm really loving that 20 if he made the bench.
He's tuning in from Australia, says that he's very happy Fosu Mensah's on the bench, but a very, very good team. We've also got a message from James N. Good team considering the injuries we have. And Jack Nolan says...
Yeah, hi Mark, I just wanted to say, for me, Jesse Lingard should play at number 10 and Mkhitaryan should play out on the right as he has a lot more freedom in the centre.
It's a good point, actually. It's a good point, isn't it? That was from Jack, that... Ross, we might have read that wrong. Lingard could be playing at number 10. He has played him at number 10. I don't think he is a number 10, but and put Mkhitaryan on the right.
I think they can two players that can play both positions quite well. I think Mkhitaryan plays both positions better than Jesse Lingard, so it's where you want the better player to play. And I think they should, the two quite clever professional players should be able to rotate them and kind of mix it up a little bit. But I'd play Mkhitaryan down the centre more than Jesse, because I just think the more creative of a player needs to be there.
Mark Chopper Reed says we're saving Luke Shaw for Chelsea and City. I actually think we're saving him for the Europa League final. That's what we're doing. We're just going to save him for that one game. I'm joking. I think he's finished at United, and I think we need to sort of accept that. And if he is finished, I do like Mendy at Monaco. The only sad thing is it's just another foreign signing instead of an English player, which we should always be. Or even British as well. We should be promoting that at Manchester United. I do agree with that. Why didn't Mourinho call back Pereira? Says to see if he can't do it. Apparently you can only do it in transfer windows. Can you recall people from loans? Who is Willock? Says Arjen. Well, he's a youth player. He's 21. So he's not that young. He's not like he's a 17-year-old prodigy. He's not bad. He's an attacking midfielder. He's got a decent shot on him. He's an okay player. Would he be anywhere near this team if everyone was fit? No, but needs must. And we really, people can say Angel Gomez and people like that, but they're not ready. They're young lads. I think he's 16. So and he's not very big either. So he's gone with. I hope the lad does well. I do, but we'll see.
I think we've put out the best team we possibly could have tonight, but I'm just saying I'm buzzed for the game. I'm looking forward to it. Lots of love from Australia.
That was from Zach in Australia. He's happy with the team. Jared Bradshaw.
Hi from Scotland. I think Jose needs to really play youth more, especially Fosu Mensah. Definitely not Darmian.
Jared wants us to see Fosu Mensah and Real Shahid.
The team that we're playing today is the definition of a counter-attacking team. Very fast-paced. We'll sit back and we'll try to get them out on the counter-attack.
Real Shahid, he had a nice look. It looked like a nice bowl of chow mein there. He says we're a team set up to hit on the break, Ross. I'd slightly disagree with that. I think we've got a lot of pace and that's really important. But West Brom are probably not going to attack us. In fact, I was saying this last night. All the games we've drawn at home and dropped points. The one that you would probably predict would be Tony Pulis coming to Old Trafford and grinding out a 0-0 or a 1-1. So Mourinho is probably quite aware of that, and I think that's why. he's gone with a little bit of pace, because that team is not a containing team. It's a team, Martial's going to run at his man, Rashford's going to try and make things happen, Mkhitaryan as well. Fellaini, whatever Fellaini does, he's not somebody who's good at retaining possession. He will get the ball and pass it quickly. Same with Lingard, he's quite a quick player. The only real container in there is Carrick, and he will be shielding the back four and feeding the attackers. So I think I expect us to be moving the ball quite quick. I think if you've got a Zlatan, a Mata, a Rooney playing, then we probably mess around the edge of their box a lot, keeping possession. But our attack today, they're not that sort of team. We will be going direct, I think. Not in a route one sense, but just quick.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think the one key player out of today that I'd like to think, and again, he needs to have a good game, is Fellaini, because their height is an issue. And I think the fact that they sit back so much, even though it is a counter-attacking team, like you just said, Mark, they're going to sit back. We're not really going to get chances to counter-attack them. I think most of our creativity is going to come through the likes of Martial trying to beat a man. Apart from that, I think it will be balls into the box. And not Tony Pulis's like, he'd be absolutely delighted with a 0-0. But I don't disagree with Tony Pulis's style of football. I actually think he's a Premier League legend, to be honest. And I think that's a part and parcel of the Premier League. And the fact that today, looking at this game, the fact that you'd think West Brom have enough to get a draw out of Manchester United is part and parcel of the Premier League. But I still think we should be beating them, but we should not be conceding a goal today. That's the key issue today.
Yeah, what's your thoughts? We've had 2 weeks off. The games are going to come thick and fast now, so sort of get back into that mindset away from transfers and stuff for a few weeks and focus on all these games that are going to happen. What's your thought on today? I know we've not played for a couple of weeks. Middlesbrough seems a long time ago, but we must remember that we played well and then we sat back for 20 minutes, and that is a concern that somebody just said on the live comments. I'm sorry I missed their name because it whizzed through at a time when it was quite busy. But it's true, even if we get into a winning position, is he then going to chuck Darmian and Blind on and go 8 at the back at home? It is a concern. Thanks to the real Tojo, he's just contributed £1 on the super chat. You can do that through the $sign, but make sure you leave us a question as well, because we'll definitely shout you out. Or if you've got a Twitter account or a YouTube account you wanted to shout out, we'll do that for you. But yeah, what's your thought? I'm sort of thinking we'll win this game, but I think it will be a nervous game. I think it'll be 2-1.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, Mark. I think we'll win today, and I think I said it on Twitter. To be honest, for these games, we've drawn so many 0-0, 1-1, playing fantastic. I don't care if we go out there and play absolutely horrendous today and nick a win, because that's kind of what we did against Middlesbrough in a way, and the 3 points made us fans and probably the players happy over the whole international break. And let's just keep the feeling going and nick a win if we can. It would be nice to see us play well. I just think against a tight West Brom team, I don't think we're going to see Manchester United play well today. I don't think teams play well against West Brom. That's what they do. But I think we'll nick it, just like you said, probably 2-1 or 1-0 or hopefully even 2-0.
Not ideal to be playing a Saturday at 3 o'clock. I know it causes a lot of people a lot of issues in relation to being able to watch the game. It's ridiculous. We were talking about this in the week about how Sky and everybody are going to start going after illegal streams, which, they are illegal streams, that's right. But I just find it a little bit ridiculous that I pay for BT Sports, I pay for Sky Sports. It's a lot of money. It keeps going up every year. But I'm a Manchester United fan, and there should be a facility for us all to be able to watch Manchester United every game. We would all pay for it. But it's 3 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon. I suppose the positive of that is there are other games going on at the same time as us. That's quite rare because we're not normally at 3 o'clock on a Saturday. Of interest, probably only Burnley v Spurs, and could do with Burnley getting the points there because obviously Liverpool have won against Everton. So it's going to be difficult to get top 4 because, people can say Arsenal are playing City tomorrow, but we're ahead of Arsenal. It's what's ahead of us that's the problem, and everyone just keeps winning. I want to come back to that in a minute, Ross, but I just wanted to just have a quick touch on the West Brom lineup because we haven't spoken about them. There are a couple of old United boys coming back, but Ben Foster's one. He's in goal. Dawson, McCauley, Evans, Neon. Neon played absolutely superb on my FIFA Predicts Tactics preview last night against Martial at right back. I don't know much about him, and I hope that's just FIFA and not real life. Chadley, Fletcher, Livermore, Brunt, McLean, Carnu. Robson Carnu. He's not actually playing Rondon, which I think is quite a positive, Ross. I don't know what you know about West Brom, but that is not a team that concerns me at all. They're still without Phillips. Matty Phillips is probably one of their best players this season, very quick and skillful, so he's a loss for them. It's not a team that's set up to really cause us problems on the break. It's a set-piece team that's going to cause us problems from corners and, funnily enough, set-pieces. Because the only player of real ability in there is Chadley. The rest of them, Fletcher, Livermore, Brunt's a set-piece taker, McLean, they're just grafters. Robson Carnu, he plays for Wales, he's okay, but he's not top. And then Macaulay and Dawson and Evans, they're very much going to be a physical threat and a threat from set-pieces. They haven't got a lot of pace in their team.
No, I like you say, Robson Carnu. I think Rondon is a real handful for centre backs. Robson Carnu, he tends to be in and around the box, nicking goals, but he's not really a physical presence. And Rojo and Bay have got plenty in their locker to deal with him. So not worried about him. Like you just said, though, Chadley, because he is he can score long shots from in and around the box. So you have to worry about the long shots, but he also gets in the box as well. I mean, his goals and assist ratio this year has been fantastic. And he's probably, like you said, the only one in that West Brom team with actual talent. I think Johnny Evans will step his game up today. I think he's been fantastic all season for West Brom. He's been fantastic since he went there. And back at Old Trafford, I can imagine him stepping his game up and causing us a bit of an issue there.
Yeah, it will. It will be an interesting game. Apparently Paul Merson's come out with another perler that Jesse Lingard's a manager's dream. I can sort of see what he's coming at, but Lingard's important. I mean, let's talk about that for a minute, Ross. The injury to Mata is just disappointing on many levels. I think Phil Jones and Smalling, I think people were sort of like shrugging their shoulders, oh well. But Mata is like, that makes you worry. My concern about it is that I think if Mata's the only injury we have between now and the end of the season, that's okay. But I think we are going to pick up other injuries, and it's like the great side of things is we will probably see some youth, but we our youth. Rashford's already playing. Lingard's not really youth anymore, and our best youth players, Fosu Mensah and Twansibi, to be honest, are more defensive players. If you start losing your creators, that's when you start to have a problem. So Mkhitaryan, we need to sort of wrap in cotton wool. We need Pogba to come back and do well. Welcome Stuart Ken. He's popped over. If you are new, remember to subscribe. Let us know if you're new. We'll give you a bit of a shout out. And we will be going back to Snapchat intermittently during the show. United Stand MUFC. Definitely want to see reactions to goals. Hopefully there will be some goals. But I just think that the sheer volume of games, Ross, we are going to be on tenterhooks. Not just because of we need Champions League football, but I think we are a couple of... we've had one major injury, a couple more, and I think it's inevitable. It will screw us up. Yeah,
I'm back on Paul Merson. I can kind of get his point about Lingard being a manager's dream, because he's probably one of the rare players that you will sit on the bench for 10 games or not get in squads, but yet he doesn't really moan about it, which is a manager's dream, to be honest. He's like the perfect squad player, not for a starting 11, but
fantastic goal against Borough as well.
Yeah, so when he comes in, he does do a great job, and he's always scoring in finals, so you can kind of rely on him to a point. So I get that. Yeah, the Mata injury, I was on the fence with that, to be honest, because I love Juan Mata. I think he's a fantastic player, but I wasn't that concerned about it, because like you just said, if he's the only one this season, fine. I'm actually happy to see Rashford, Martial and Mkhitaryan in the same team. It creates a pace and a different aspect, but he is a bloke because he scores in big games and he scores all the time. He's always assisting, but it'd be nice to see this kind of team lineup that we've all wanted to see for ages, which is this pace, is going to happen quite a bit between now and the end of the season.
It's a good point, because actually, that team that's come out, because a few people have asked a couple of questions on the live comments, which we'll come to now. One, what's my thought on the teams? Well, they can see it below. De Gea, happy with him. Valencia right back, of course. Bay and Rojo, yes, probably our first choice centre backs at the moment. Ashley Young, I'm happy with that. I mean, I would play Luke Shaw, but Mourinho doesn't want to play him. So actually, it would have been Blind or Young for me. I don't want to see Darmian there, so happy with that. Carrick, captain, anchor in the midfield, very, very happy with that, and he was brilliant against Middlesbrough. And again, people don't tend to notice it, apart from the real fans, of which I class you all. Fellaini Played well against Borough, always going to play today. They're a physical side, and actually who else could play? Mkhitaryan, Lingard, Martial, very happy with that 3, and Rashford up front, very excited about that. So yeah, Matters a blow, but I probably wouldn't have played him today because I think pace is really important. But I think it's over the run of games that it will come back to haunt us. But having said that, we've got Pogba, Herrera and Zlatan to come back to this team. Like Ross tweeted this morning, we have got a lot of depth. The problem is if we pick up a couple more injuries, which could happen with the amount of games that we've got. Tyler makes a good point. What's his problem with Daley Blind? I think Daley Blind is valued by Mourinho, but I just think he values other players in the positions. And centre-back, he prefers Rojo, Jones, Smalling and Bailly. Left-back, he clearly prefers Ashley Young at the moment and Darmian at times. Few people asking about Willock. He's an attacking midfielder. I think we just haven't got anybody. That's why he's on the bench. Whether he could come on and be any use, I don't know. I've probably only seen him a couple of times this season. So he's got a good shot on him. He tends to pop up with important goals, but you wouldn't want him to be starting today. You wouldn't really want to use him today, but we've seen it before with young players at Manchester United and Old Trafford. Who knows? He could be another headline maker in the morning. Stayach FIFA has contributed $5 on the Super Chat, and he says, Mark, my dad is a Monaco season ticket holder and says that Mendy is playing consistently well. I'm a Salzburg season ticket holder. Keita is not good. Keita doesn't play for Salzburg anymore, does he? He played for Red Bull Salzburg. He plays for Red Bull Leipzig now. Apparently he's going to Liverpool anyway. He wasn't in my top 5 yesterday. I did to partner Pogba anyway. It was Fosu Mensah, Bakayoko, Kessie, Matuidi or Tielemans. That was my top 5. But yeah. But I like Mendy. Good comment. I do like Mendy. And to be honest, if we do sign Mendy, Duncan Castle said yesterday, who's very close to Mourinho, that we're in for Mendy. I said a week ago, before anybody else, and I didn't have anybody tipping me off. I just said I wouldn't be surprised if we end up signing Mendy and Shaw goes. I qualified it by saying I didn't want Shaw to go, but I said a week ago I wouldn't be surprised if we sign Mendy from Monaco and keep that in the back pocket. So everyone who watched it will know that I said that. And the reason I said it, he's basically a left-back Valencia, Ross, which if you've got a left-back Valencia and a right-back Valencia, they're just beasts. And that's exactly what Mourinho will want.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I mean, Mourinho wants to build a team. You know, again, Van Gaal was happy with the Daley Blinds of this world, thought he was fantastic. And yeah, he played well. But I think Mourinho's just his expectations up a notch. Don't forget Van Gaal consistently tried to bring the expectation of the fans down. And I think Mourinho's building it up. You know, the great comments that I saw this morning saying he's not interested in people that want to play in London. You're either desperate to come play for Manchester United or we're not interested in the player itself. And I think it's great comments like that and you know, maybe even the loss of Luke Shaw and the loss of pretty much all of Van Gaal signings. And I don't think he's doing that on purpose. I just think that he sees something in them that's just, you know, not quite up to Manchester United level. And I think he's creating. I think David Moyes and Van Gaal brought the bar down of what you needed to be to play for Manchester United. I think Mourinho just put it straight back up there again, which is brilliant for me.
That's a very good point there. We're still half an hour away from kick-off, so I don't mind talking about other things for 5 minutes. And obviously Everton have lost to Liverpool. You know, I'd have put any money on that. I just totally knew that they would. So I didn't necessarily think that Lukaku wouldn't turn up against Liverpool. I predicted he won't turn up against us on Tuesday because he never does. But Lukaku, Ross, is he a player? I mean, there's a lot of United fans who feel that he is United quality. I like Lukaku, but all season I've been quite consistent. I don't really want him because he's a big game bottler. The flip side of that is that we've been little team bottlers, and you know, Lukaku up front scoring goals against West Brom and actually be quite useful. But he's bottled it again at Anfield. He'll bottle it again on Tuesday. Is he what we want at Manchester United?
No, do you know what? I think he has definitely got the potential to be a world beater. I think that's in him. But I think that there's one more step that he needs to take from Everton to get to Manchester United. And I think that's going abroad and playing for the likes of PSG. Champions League football, he'll score endless amounts of goals. And just because he plays in an Everton team, like today, his service was diabolical. Barkley was was probably one of the worst performances I've seen from an English player this season. He was crap. And Lukaku's never going to play well when all of his teammates are bottling the big games, not just him. Can't do it single-handedly, but I agree, he does need to step up a little bit more, and I think it's just too big of a jump for him to go from leading the line at Everton to leading the line at Manchester United, because the pressure and the media and it's like the Pogba effect. They'll all get on his back. If he goes to somewhere like Juventus even, or PSG or somewhere like that, where he can just score for fun and just build up his confidence in big games, I think that'll help him. Just think there's one more step that he needs to take first.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I just think, especially a striker, I think you've got to be able to produce something out of nothing, and you can't just hide behind the fact that the players around you haven't contributed. But I do think Lukaku is a player that is very reliant on service, and he would do well at Manchester United because he would get a lot of service. But I just don't know. I mean, sometimes at United you need a player that, in a game like Everton had today, to produce something out of nothing, and I just don't think he's capable of doing that. I tell you what, though. I predicted this. Liverpool would beat Everton today, and they will turn up against us on Tuesday. They always do it. I remember years ago when we lost the title to City on that last game of the season, we were like 3-1 up against Everton, and they just kept going and going and going and got 3-3. The week before, they'd had an FA Cup semi-final against Liverpool at Wembley and never bloody turned up. A week later at Old Trafford, 3-1 down, you'd think most teams would just give in. No, we're playing United. All out, let's go for it. And that's Everton for you. They treat us as a bigger game than Liverpool, which you can't knock them for. But I think Lukaku could add something to us. I think he could thrive at United, says Mr. Fresh. I don't think we'll sign him anyway, so it's sort of irrelevant. I don't think Mourinho would sign a player that you got rid of, but maybe I'm wrong on that. But I think there's better strikers out there. I'd rather get a Cardi from Inter or Aubameyang, but we'll see. I think but I did like the comment from Mourinho. It was very much the sort of comment you'd get on the live comments or from one of us on the United stand that, if you want to go to London, great, go, because we don't want you. And that's basically what Mourinho said. We don't want players who are, it's a bit like the Bakayoko comment, isn't it? If Manchester United get in the Champions League, I'll consider them. Well, I'll tell you what, retract your if, shove it up your backside, because that's it, you've blown it. We've signed very good players without Champions League football. You either want to come to Manchester... I think Mourinho said this. He said, when Edward would contact the agents of a player we're interested in, we expect that player to be excited about the prospect of coming to Manchester United. If they're not, we don't want you. And that's right. There's too many players, I think, that Van Gaal specifically signed. I'm thinking like Di Maria, where we basically bend over backwards to get a decent player that's not really in love with Manchester United. Because Manchester United, if you're a player of Manchester United, and whatever anybody thinks about Fellaini, and I'm not a big fan of his, at least when he puts the shirt on, he wants to run through brick walls, and that's, you've got to have that as part of you as well.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with everything you just said there, and it brings me back to Pogba and how he was probably, like you just said, I know we didn't have Champions League football, I know we're paying him an horrendous amount of money, but it's love for the club, and I think that's why United paid all that money for him, because you're not buying Di Maria, who's just there because he's just wants out of Real Madrid. You bought a player that's probably in his prime at Juventus and pulled him away because he wants to play for United. I can imagine sort of Raiola calling Pogba up saying United are going to pay the world record fee for you if you want to go, and him being ecstatic, and that is the profile we need.
Cameron Khan has just mentioned Alexis Sanchez, baby. I personally think Alexis Sanchez is the player that Mourinho was referring to about the London, because Sanchez came out this week and said he wants to stay in London and he wants to win things. And I think Manchester United would be interested in Alexis Sanchez. Anybody would be interested in Alexis Sanchez. But I really do think, I don't know about you, Ross, I mean, some people are saying he's referring to Griezmann. I really do think that was aimed at Sanchez and his comments that he wants to stay in London. If you want to stay in London, great. We don't want you. I mean, London's great. London's our capital city. It's fantastic. Go on Big Ben. Go on the London Eye. Go and do Madame Tussauds. Fantastic. But come to Manchester United and play for the greatest club in the country, and if not one of the best in the world. You're a footballer. You can go and do Buckingham Palace when you've retired in your late 30s. Come and play for the best. I know Arsenal, Chelsea fans watch this show, but whatever. Chelsea are going to win the league this year. I accept that. And Arsenal have got a great ground. Whatever. There's a difference. Manchester United are the biggest club in this country and will be for a very long time. So I think it shows lack of ambition to want to go and play for Chelsea, to be honest. They haven't got any fans. they might be winning the title, but they've had a perfect storm to win the title this year, and I don't care what anybody says. But I won't lose any sleep over Sanchez. I think there's plenty of other options out there. And we'll see what happens. I mean, Griezmann, do you think he will come to United, Ross, at the moment?
Yeah, I think it's a done deal, to be honest. And I've said that for quite a while. I just think that it's going to be pretty drawn out, like the Pogba thing. But yeah, he's got a buyout clause. I think we'll trigger it. And let's not forget, he's got quite a few friends at Manchester United. We've got quite a French contingency now, so I think he'll just join up with his pals if we get Champions League football.
Yeah, well, I think another quite telling thing with Mourinho was that he said that the transfer record would be broken this summer, and to be able to come out with something like that, I think it's it sort of suggests that it will be at Manchester United. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, and I think if we do trigger it, then it can happen. I don't really buy into all this talk of him being concerned about the weather and stuff like that. I just think he's got to show respect to Atletico Madrid in some ways, and I think he will end up at Manchester United. I think he'll fit us like a glove. I like the look of Mbappe. I don't think that really would cause us any problems. I like the look of Mendy, and I think we need to sign a good centre defensive midfielder, which is why we did the video yesterday of 5 players to play alongside Pogba. But Pogba's not a concern today. Let's bring it back to the now. You spoke about Tony Pulis. You said he's a Premier League legend, Ross. I look at that West Brom team. We did it a few minutes ago. There is no Rondon. There is no Matty Phillips. They're quick players, and Chadley's in the team. But people like Livermore, Fletcher, McLean, they're grafter players. And then they've obviously got that grafting back four that are very good in the air. They're going to rough us up. They're going to try and get set pieces, and they could win the game 2 or 3-0 if they get those opportunities. We've got to be strong. But we are definitely the attacking team today. We are definitely the team with the pace in it. You'd hope for an early goal, wouldn't you? I mean, I did the tactics preview last night with the FIFA thing and the live comments, and it did finish 0-0. But Ben Foster had an absolute stonker of a first half. He was saving absolutely everything. We've seen that happen a lot of Old Trafford, and I think an early goal, certainly before half time, would help, because apart from Carrick, we do sort of lack a bit of leadership on the pitch today.
Yeah, no, and back to the Tony Pulis is a legend thing. I get that, because no one likes it. I'm not looking forward to watching Man United against West Brom today. It's going to be heart in the mouth watching West Brom defend for 90 minutes. But I've seen the other side of that, and I've got a friend who's a Liverpool fan, and I remember West Brom going to Liverpool and turning them over. And they played the same style of football, and I thought it was absolutely brilliant. And I had Liverpool fans, all over Twitter saying, that wasn't football. We need to get that manager out of the Premier League because they lost. But for everyone else, it was fantastic. And they go and do that against Chelsea. They go do that against Arsenal, and they get results. And I just find it fantastic to watch. Today, hopefully we won't be on that side of it, and hopefully we can see United win, because West Brom do have a bad game in them. But that's what I see with them. I just see them just that basically a banana skin for big teams. And I think Fellaini has a massive part in today. I think given a full strength United team, with every player fit, with Pogba fit, I'd be tempted to play Fellaini today, because, like you said, their crosses, their corners, to have Fellaini in that defensive side of it, it just gives us a little bit of assurance. And I think that there's a big game for Fellaini today, and I think these games are quite key into his United future, because if he can have a big game today, there's no way we'll get rid of him in the summer, because there is these games in the calendar where players like Fellaini have their uses. And it wouldn't surprise me, again, if he went and got a goal today, because that's just what he does.
We're getting a bit of you're corking a bottle squeaking noise, Ross, apparently, when you're talking. Manchester United 1.40 if you're a gambler to have a pop on. I think that's not too bad. That's not too bad of odds. Let's have a quick look at Snapchat. We are on Snapchat, United Stand MUFC. See what people are saying. Do send us your messages throughout the game. We are interested in what you've got to say, especially in relation to any incidents during the game. United Stand MUFC, and we'll certainly do that. MC Grinder.
Yeah, hi, it's Nick's Pizza here. I just want to know where I can drop off these pizzas.
I didn't even know what you said. Jonas Nielsen.
I've already said this in the past, but I love your videos, and I think we can get the win. Let's go, Man United.
Very positive United fan there.
Do you
Woody?
think if we don't see Luke Shaw in the coming weeks, do you think we should be worried that he could leave in the summer?
I think we've covered that, Woody. I think he's gone already.
Everyone that wants Lukaku to come during the summer, go watch the Everton-Liverpool game. He's absolutely bottling it in the big games, and that's when you really need him.
Oh, Sheehan against Lukaku there, saying that he's bottling it. Yeah, I think Luke Shaw not being involved today sort of closes off that avenue, really. Jack Briley, I think Willock will come on at the end if we're up, and for what we had available, it's a solid team. Love the show, Mark. Thanks for that, Jack Briley. 50. And Sabadoki says, hey, Mark, I hope Ben Foster doesn't become Superman or Noah today. Fingers crossed. Obviously, Ben Foster, former Manchester United player, Ross. I wouldn't be surprised if he does have a good game today.
I like Ben Foster. I've always been a big fan of his, to be honest. It's a shame that he never worked out at United, but I think it's benefited his career to leave, to be honest. And he's probably, I'd put him ahead of Joe Hart in goal for England, to be honest. And again, let's just hope sort of come 45 minutes at half-time and then, more importantly, 90 minutes, we're not talking about another fantastic, performance from the opposition team to Manchester United in goal, because that just seems to be happening every single game. I cannot remember, apart from last week with Valdez, a goalkeeping howler against us. I think that was 1 in 100 for me.
It was a perfect time though, because I tell you what, I was really nervous that they were gonna get another chance, and I think that mistake, that howler, really did give us that get us the 3 points, which is very important. I mean, somebody was just saying there, and it's a very good point in relation to the Premier League as it stands at the moment. We've got 3 games in hand on Liverpool. Is that right? Have we got 3 games in hand on Liverpool? I don't know whether they've updated the league. I think they have. So we've got 3 games in hand on Liverpool, and they are 7 points ahead of us. I thought they would be 9 by now. Don't know why that is. Man City have got 5 points ahead of us, and we've got a game in hand on them. So it's going to be very hard. We could almost Spurs. We've got a game in hand on them, and they're 7 ahead of us. Could do with Spurs dropping points today as well. But Europa League surely still out. As much as we can get excited about these next 3 games in 7 days. Everton on Tuesday, Sunderland away. I don't see. I don't know where you think, Ross, and people at home. I don't see the likes of Liverpool, Spurs, and City dropping points now. They've got no other tournament. I know there's the FA Cup semi-final for a couple of them, but they've got no European football to concern themselves about. And I think they will just be relentless in the points. And I think we'll give it a good go, but I just think it'll be a little bit too far for us to be able to do both. And I think Jose will quite rightly go after the main tournament, the Europa League.
Yeah, it's you know what, I've got faith in United, and sometimes my faith is quite blind, but I still think we're going to get top 4. I think Arsenal are gone for me. I think that now they're in 6th, they're going to stay there for quite some time. I need to look behind them instead of in front of them, to be honest. I know Everton were poor today, but Everton will pick up points where Arsenal probably won't, and that'll be against sort of the Burnleys of this world. I think City are playing Tottenham on the weekend tomorrow, I think, so someone's going to drop points there, and I just think that points will be dropped, and United just need to just keep chugging along. I think I said it about a week ago that it's quite strange that I think we'll probably start playing worse as a team. I just think we're going to start grinding out results and picking up points, because that's what we haven't done up to now, and I think something's going to switch in United, and today's a huge barometer of where we're at. I think even if we play poor today and pick results up, 2 wins on the bounce against difficult teams gives us a good slingshot forward.
I'm just going to go through some of the live comments because we can't do the watch-alongs without you. It just makes me laugh, actually, because people try... I do read most live comments. I can't read them out, but I do read most of them. So when Man United fan 101 is saying no sound, Mark, and then a few comments later saying troll the live comments and make Mark think there's no sound, I see it. So if you're going to try and do it a little bit more subtle than that. But, fair play for trying to give me a bit of banter, although April Fool's is over. There is people are talking about no audio. You're spamming yourself. General Zod says Liverpool were only 4 points ahead of us today. Add the 3 points today. 7 points ahead. 3 games in hand. Mark, you should collab with the full-time Devils, says Hussein Jusab. No, in all serious, they don't talk to us. They blocked us. We would do it. They don't want to do it. Leave them to it. Audio is fine, says John Addison. Sound is fine. We know. Liverpool will drop points. I'm sure of it, says Mike Minas. I think we will drop points. That's the problem. Remember, we've got to play Arsenal, City and Spurs away in May. Lukaku is a player who encourages crosses, not as good as getting in behind. Tyrone Williams, good comment there. And win the Europa League, says Muller 91. Let's not forget, there's no need to be negative about anything at the moment. I think, we had a good international break, but the Europa League is there to be won. We are effectively 5 games away from the Europa League, and there aren't that many great teams left in it. I respect everybody who's in it, but we are the best team in it, and if we turn up, we can win it. So we need to be confident about that. Mohammed's on about Man City playing Arsenal. To be honest, probably could do with Arsenal at least getting a draw tomorrow. I wouldn't say win because they have got a good run in, but we are ahead of Arsenal at the moment, so we could do with some teams ahead of us dropping. That's what we need. How many league games are we unbeaten? I think it goes all the way back to Chelsea, doesn't it, in October, Ross?
Yeah, it is. To be honest, there's been so many draws which has tainted it, but we're on an incredible run, and it is back to Chelsea. It did look like it was going to be over when we were 1-0 down to Stoke, I believe, but Rooney saved our bacon on that one, which is probably the best thing he's done all season.
Okay, right, let me have a quick look. The voice is not in sync, apparently. Okay, well, you know what? I apologise. I can't do anything about it. We are live on a live stream, and if your internet's not great, then you might be out of sync. But I think everybody else is okay. Maybe try refreshing it. That sometimes helps. But we're really going to we're not going to stop a live stream when we're like 10 minutes away from kickoff. So score prediction, Ross. You went for 2-1 like me, did you?
No, I'm going to change it. I think we're going to win 2-0.
2-0. It'd be nice to get a clean sheet. We don't get many. Are you going to join us back at half time?
Yeah, I'll be here at half time. I'll be casually listening to it on the radio, and then I'll be on at half time.
Okay. Thanks, Ross. I'll speak to you at half time then.
Cheers, Mark. See you then.
Ta-da. Why? Apparently, Billy Isaac says we're trending. Trending on what? I don't know. You say that Bakayoko should not sign, as he's saying that he will join if we get Champions League. We might sign Bakayoko. I did the video last night. Go and give it a watch. Partners for Pogba, and I'm not talking about Tinder or stuff like that. I preferred Kessie. And I'd prefer Fosu Mensah. I'd like Matuidi as well to sort of come in and give us a couple of years. He's 30. For somebody like Fosu Mensah to work on alongside, that would be good. A lot of people on about Willock. I must have mentioned him about 5 times, but I appreciate you join us at different times during the pre-match hour. Matty Willock is an attacking midfielder. He's a decent young player. I wouldn't put him in the categories of being mentioned like the likes of Rashford were, or Fosu Mensah, or Twansibi, or the next wave of Gomez and Chung. I don't know. He's a bit of an unknown. I don't really expect to see him getting on the pitch. I think he's really part of the squad to make up the numbers. I don't think Mourinho will use him, but I'd be excited if we did. If we're 2 or 3-0 up and he comes on for 20 minutes, I'd be excited to see that. But we'll see. Chad Sproul's asked this a couple of times. Would you rather Shaw or Herrera? I don't really know what you're getting at, Chad. One's a left back, one's a centre midfielder. One's very important to the team. One's not even getting on the bench when we've got injuries. So it's hard. Mark, greetings from Germany. Man United could do with Alaba and Dembele from Dortmund. They're great players, says Avosu. They are. Snapchat, we can go back to that in a minute. United Stand MUFC if you want to send us any Snapchats. And United need somebody who can sit in front of the back four, says Tyrone Williams, which I think they do. Obviously, we'll see Carrick doing that today, but I think we need somebody a bit quicker and a bit more tenacious, which I think is hopefully what you were getting at as well. Do you think Twanseebe will get minutes today? No. I think Darmian and Blinden Rooney will be the 3 substitutions. I don't think we'll see any of the young lads, unfortunately, but hopefully I'm wrong. Get liking the video, please. We've got nearly 2,000 of you watching, so if you all click like now, we always try to get 1,000 likes. We're very close to kick-off. A lot of people won't be able to watch the game today because you might be UK based. It's not on the telly over here. It might not be over the telly where you are. So live comments is always very, very important. Very, very important. What you say gets read out, interaction. So give us your thoughts on the game throughout it, especially because some people won't be able to watch it. And also subscribe to the channel if you're new. We are very, very close to the Manchester United attendance, which is 75,400. We're getting very, very close to it. It'll be a very, very big achievement for the channel and all of us involved, because it is your channel at the end of the day. So get subscribing, get sharing. Let's see if we can get up to around 74,500 today, and maybe in a week's time we'll get there. It'd be great. We'll have a bigger capacity than Old Trafford then on match days, which would be great. But we're not just about the watch-alongs on the United Stand. We're live pretty much every night. We were live all the way through the international break at 8:30 every night. Loads of shows talking transfers, breaking news, who should play with Pogba next season, lots and lots of stuff. And we will be doing a second centre-back show at some point. But we are fast approaching that time when I'll get Mad Marcus on with me as well. If I have to answer who Willock is again, he's an attacking midfielder from the youth team. He's 21. I don't think we'll see him play, but I'd be excited if we did. I'm watching the game, says Kyle Williams. I'd love Mbala. Cape Town in the house. Yes, my favourite bit of the show, of the watch-alongs. Let us know in the live comments where you are watching from. Always like to know that, and I'll read a few of them out. But am I watching WrestleMania, says Lanky Snake. I used to love wrestling. I don't really get the time to do it anymore. I really stopped when Shawn Michaels stopped. He was my favourite. But I'm old enough. I say Shawn Michaels was my favourite. I used to like The Rock, Bret the Hitman Hart. I used to watch it all the time. Legion of Doom. If you remember any of them, you're showing your age. I don't think Thomas Muller would be good for us Darren Johnson. No, I just don't think he's quick enough. Very good player, but I don't think he's quick enough. Unless you were going to play him as the number 9. But no, not for me. Let's do some Snapchats for you then, and then we'll get Mad Marcus on. I'm always interested in this. We've moved into Snapchat because you asked us to do it, and to be honest, it's really good because we can get loads of you on, which is great. Cool Sam 93.
Hey Mark, I hope to see Willock today make his debut, and you may not know he may be as important as Rashford to us in terms of attacking play.
He wants to see Willock playing, and he could be really important. Quack CB.
Goldbridge, let's go. Hopefully Rashford steps up, hopefully Martial steps up, because them two, I just want them to stay on Man United. And nice show, let's go.
Good comment there from Kwaski B. Martial and Rashford are the key. I should be a rapper. I'm looking dapper.
Is the
Dunashi and Ian.
Hello, Mark. Who's your favourite Walking Dead character?
He has actually got Walking Dead in the background. Who's your favourite Walking Dead character and why? I'm going to be really boring and say Rick is the leader of the pack. And I know what it's like to be a leader. It's not always easy. And sometimes you get lost and sometimes you feel down, but it's the team around you that will lift you up. So I would say Rick. And if you don't know what Walking Dead is, I've probably just bored the tears out of you. Right, let's see where a lot of people have been watching from. Aliyah Joyce is from America. Maria Borg, Malta. Jamaica, my Ute, says Andrew Gaynor. Houston, Texas, says Rod. Jitheth says Norway. India for Kumar. Guy, is he an Everton player? Says Joshua Brown. USA, Kimoy, and India for Gamer Blamer. Mumbai for Arctic. And Nairobi, Kenya, says Edgar. Singapore, FR1733. Chicago, Nigel Jones. Jake the Snake Roberts, says Tyron Williams. He's still stuck on the wrestling. I do remember him. I remember when Earthquake killed his snake. Oldham, Die Hard Gaming. Dumbo, Joanne Phillips. I don't know what, might be talking about Disney films. Perth, Australia for Chris Doyle. Abu Dhabi, VJ Dikawi. Moscow, it's 4:51. Oron. Come on, Man United, says Tobias, which is exactly what we want to hear. Lots of you watching. Do drop a like, though, if you enjoy the content on the United Stand. You're liking for yourselves, though, on a watch along, because we can't do it without you. We're moving towards kick-off. I know a lot of people will be listening on the radio and what have you, but we'll keep you updated with what's going on. That's what happens with a watch-along. But Snapchatters, if there's a dodgy penalty or a goal or something like that, give us your Snapchats, because we really want to bring that into part of the show as well with the live comments. I think that'll work out really well. So do give us your Snapchats. United Stand NUFC, all one word. Get involved with that. Shoulder's really giving me some jip. Heart attack on air. But Marcus, can you hear me?
Hi mate, you alright?
I'm good, thanks. You?
Yeah, not bad. Yeah.
Long time no talk.
It seems like forever, doesn't it? That international break seems absolutely ages.
I think, to be fair, it flew by because we had so much great content on the United Stand and so many people get involved. So it has flown by. I'm ready for football again, though. What's your thoughts on the team and the game? Are you confident we're going to win?
I'm confident we're going to win. Yeah, I'm going to go with a 2-0 result. As for the team, I'm quite chuffed that we've got a lot of pace going forward. I'll be very disappointed if our build-up play is going to be slow and lethargic, like it normally is in the first half. I think with Lingard one side, Martial on the left, Rashford up top, and hopefully Mkhitaryan as the number 10. I think that just oozes, a nice bit of class and speed going forward.
Yeah, and what's your score prediction? Have you got any concerns? We know that West Brom will be a team that's going to, physical, good on set pieces, causes trouble. Are you concerned about West Brom, or do you think we'll win it comfortably?
No, I'm not concerned with West Brom at all. I mean, they're missing a couple of players, aren't they? So they're not. Is it Robson Kanu up front, or is it Rondon?
It's Robson Kanu who's playing up front.
Yeah, I mean, if it was Rondon, I'd be a bit more worried. But no, I mean, I don't see them scoring. I don't see them creating many problems. We've got good positional midfielders in the team. Michael Carrick can do his job, and I think we've got our best centre back pairing with Bay and Rojo. So no, I don't see them creating anything major or putting us under any pressure at all.
Good. I'm just trying to find something where I can get listening to this match. But Willock isn't even a youth player, says Indy Tagger. Well, tell us a little bit. Oh, he came from Arsenal, didn't he? He did come from Arsenal, but he came through. He got released by Arsenal at 16. I think his brothers are both at Arsenal, so he is part of the youth setup.
I think he's in the under-23s, isn't he?
Yeah, he plays for the Snapchat is United Stand MUFC, all one word. You can get us on that. Luke Shaw, give us a bit of thought about Luke Shaw.
Oh well, basically, I think that's the end of him. He had the cameo for England, I think he did. You would have thought that might have set him up to come in and play today, but I think if you've got Ashley Young working harder, and then you've got Darmian and Blind on the bench, and you're out in the cold, you're probably thinking, well, what have I got to do to get in? So something isn't right. Jose, he didn't fancy him at Chelsea, did he? So, and I think he's basically proven to Jose at United why he didn't want him. So I think it's curtains for him, and he'll be out the door.
I'm loath to say it because you just never know. You never know, because we've had this happen with Mkhitaryan in the past, and Martial as well. So you just don't know. But I would tend to agree that it doesn't look good when we are really struggling for players, and he can't even make it on the bench. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens with Shaw. But I would agree. I think he probably is done and dusted at Manchester United, which is sad. Yeah. It is sad, but the writing is on the wall, I would agree. You can listen to it on TalkSport. A lot of people are saying you can listen to it on TalkSport, so you can definitely do that. And we are 2 minutes away from kickoff, so get ready to rumble.
I think a lot about Luke Shaw as well as being because he's English and he's young. I think that overhypes it a bit. Makes it out to be something extraordinary, which it isn't. And the papers, like, you know how the papers love to have a story, mate, every day, and it's got to be something about United, isn't it, to sell the papers. So I think they're just overhyping it, in fairness. They did it with Rooney, didn't they, as well? So...
Yeah, I agree. We are 30 seconds from kick-off. Get ready to rumble. And Marcus, I take it you will be keeping up to date with the game?
Yes, mate, yeah, I've got the radio on, you know.
Good-o. I need to just sort that timer out. That's no good. But fasten your seatbelts, everybody. It's about to start. And Manchester United, hopefully, will be getting 3 points today. Give us your score predictions in the live comments. And I'll get this show started when we are ready. Just waiting for the official kickoff.
I think I read anyone who's in the United States, it's on CNBC, I think it is out there. In case anyone in the comments don't know what channel it's on.
And let me start the timer.
Yep.
Okay. Can't wait to hopefully see Willock, says Simon Bennett. I'm not too sure that we will see Willock starting, but we'll wait and see about that one. I'm not totally convinced that we will, but let's see. I've forgotten to need to get back into the rhythm of this.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised. He's I hope the youngsters do well today, because you might put a bit more faith and trust in them for the upcoming games at the end of the season.
Well, let's not forget, he's still got Rooney, Blind and Darmian. He can only make 3 substitutions, and I would expect those substitutions to be the substitutions that he makes. But we'll see. You
never know. He could spring a surprise. Oh, it looks like we're a 4-2-3-1.
So Lingard, is he number 10, do you think? Or is he playing out on the right?
From what I can hear, he's out on the right. Yeah, they're saying Mkhitaryan's definitely playing as the 10.
Well, that's good. I was sort of concerned that he might have played Lingard there, but it would have been. It's far better that you put Mata. You put Mata there, and I think that's the way that he's going with it, which is good to see.
Yeah, I think if we've got the player who was top assister last season, was he?
In European football, yeah, Mkhitaryan was amazing last season. So very, very good. I think.
So it's good to see him at number 10 and see what he can create. Ashley Young seeing plenty of the ball at the minute.
Good-o.
Yeah, Graham Oliver in the comments says Lingard's definitely on the right as well.
Well, I think that's, using the width of both sides. Daniel Wong says that Fellaini is the future. Oh, God, it'll be a long future if it is. But, needs must, and today we do need him. So hopefully he can produce something for United. But Mkhitaryan is the right sort of player to play at number 10. If you've got no Juan Mata, I'd agree with that. Can't complain. So let's see what happens.
It sounds like we're just keeping the ball at the minute, just making the ball do the work.
I am in Marcus's and everybody else's hands at the moment, because I am trying to find. I've got something in one ear, and I'm trying to sort something else to get it. So 1 minute.
Yeah, we're doing okay, mate. Just playing it out across the back, trying to create the space, like. Oh. Rooney number 1 says Mickey and Rashford to score. Yeah. I think Mkhitaryan should have a good game today.
Just got to get this game won. That's the most important thing. Where is Mata? Says Melon Gaming. Where have you been, Melon Gaming? Juan Mata is unfortunately not going to be available. He's out injured, so probably won't be back for the rest of the season, which is a shame. But groin injury, just had surgery. See what happens. But I would expect 3 weeks, and then maybe he might get back training. But it doesn't look good for Mata playing again this season. I've got to be honest.
What's he had done? Is it a groin operation then?
Yes.
Yeah, I can't see him playing again for the rest of the season. Ashley Young's getting a fair bit of the ball. Damien McKee says good pressure and speed in getting the ball back. You found a radio station, Mark?
Yeah, I'm listening in at the moment, but it's just the trouble with these things is you just don't know how far everybody else is ahead and everything like that. It's a pain. I don't like it. I've spoken about it before. I'm not a big fan of not being able to watch games in the UK. I think it's disgusting because I pay a lot of money for BT Sports and Sky Sports, and I know a lot of you do. I don't illegally stream games that are on in the UK because I'm not happy. I think we pay way too much. But when it's not on the telly, only 74,000 fans can go. There's millions of United fans. There's hundreds of thousands, probably millions of United fans in the UK. And not being able to watch it is an absolute farce. But it's dictatorship of our national game, and I don't really like it. I'm not a big fan of it, but it is what it is. I think if you live abroad, it's fantastic. But Gungshi saying we're looking confident so far, which is good. And Rooney, he should go. Football goals says 2017. And Andrew Rossi, you are just about in sync with our timer. We are, yeah. Well, the timer's just been set off for the timer, so we will be in sync with that. Don't worry. But I suspect I'm trying to listen to it. I think if you're trying to watch it, you're going to have problems because they've come down hard on it. Very, very hard on it. But the main thing is to get the 3 points.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we get the 3 points. I mean, we've got quite a few games in hand now, haven't we? And what was the Liverpool result earlier? I don't think we can afford to drop any more points now. Not at all.
Give us your thoughts on what's happening and who do you think's doing well? A lot of people saying Fellaini's doing well at the moment. Hopefully that will continue because we need the 3 points. We need the 3 points today, and that is, like Marcus, what you were just saying there. Really, it's all about getting the 3 points.
Yeah, without doubt. I mean, like I said just now, the Liverpool result today, and what with Arsenal playing City tomorrow. The result today is key. It has to be a win, and today, I mean, performance goes second, I think.
But it's good enough. It's good enough. Liverpool 3, Everton 1. Bon Jovi's obviously very far behind. The game was over a long time ago. Burnley versus Spurs is being shown on Sky Sports Ireland. Says just chill out. That's tough. Why you'd show Burnley Spurs in Ireland when everybody supports United or Liverpool is just crazy. But I'm fighting around. I'm trying to find somewhere I can watch it or listen to it. It's not easy to listen to Marcus and then try and find a radio as well. But we'll get there.
You're not missing much at the minute, mate. Don't worry. No, we're just keeping possession, playing tidy, no mistakes.
Chelsea winning 1-0, says Wayne Gordon. We will have a look around the games in disguise in a minute. West Bromwich Albion sitting very deep, says Dan the Man. Well, we sort of predicted that, and pace is going to be extremely important for us. But it's hard to use your pace when they sit back, and they will sit back. We knew that would happen.
Oh yeah, they'll have everyone behind the ball, won't they? And they'll just say to United, "Well, come at us, see if you can break us down." If we get the first goal, hopefully we get the first goal. It should make them come out and play. Still not making the ball do the work, try and create some space.
1-1 in the Chelsea game. MJ24 asking how I'm watching it. Do I look like somebody who's watching it? I mean, it's not. Trust me, even if you wanted to, it wouldn't be very easy today. We are updated though. Lingard shoots high, says Gung Shi, and Crystal Palace have scored, says Kian. And if you hate United, stand up, says A Trout. How's that going to work on a typing system? But Mark, Tatooine, Endor, and Mustafa are coming back in the sequel trilogy. Shaka's on about Star Wars. Lingard almost scored, says Darth Vader.
Yes.
Do you think Man United will possibly finish above Liverpool at the end of the season? I think it'll be very difficult, Ryan. I really do think it will be difficult because Liverpool winning games like today really does help their cause. But it's not impossible for us to do it. I just think it will be difficult, and I think most people would agree with that.
I think it's going to be difficult, no matter, because of the fixtures we've got in the final games. But with this good run that we're on in the Premier League, I mean, every point is going to count. And I think possibly that these draws that we've had, maybe come the end of the season. I mean, obviously we're disappointed we didn't win those games. But at the end of the season, those draws are going to matter, for the fourth position. So hopefully it's not a complete downer. So, Chelsea losing to Palace, apparently.
Yeah, well, they were 1-0 up, so that's quite interesting. So you want to Palace? Well, I think that's a good thing because I want to see. The Chelsea game is going to be very interesting at Old Trafford because they could potentially win the league, and I don't want them to. So that'd be interesting.
Well, I mean, I know we're quite a way behind, and but I mean, showing us that if we can beat Chelsea at Old Trafford, then there's possibly hope for Spurs catching them.
Yeah. Oh God, it's one of those days today. But I'm set up now, I think.
Yeah.
I'm set up. Yeah. Rashford scored, says Beer Eats, and I don't think he did. Chelsea are losing 2-1. But Lingard's doing quite well down the right hand side at the moment. A lot of people saying that, and it's good to see Mkhitaryan playing out on at the number 10 position. But say 20. Try website. No. All about. We can't afford to come away with 1 point. I'm in New York, says Jane NML. My cable company wants me to purchase a football package to watch football matches like this, and. It's been a lively start. There's been a lively start.
Yeah, I mean, it's been an okay start. We're just seems like we're going through the gears at the minute.
United Stand MUFC is the Snapchat. If you want to send us some Snapchats on what you think of the game so far, you're more than happy to do that. We'll give you some shouts out.
Yeah, no one's scored at the minute. Not yet.
We've got Rain on 1409.
Lingard is shit. Total shit for United.
Says Lingard is shit. Total shit for United. And I can't announce this one, but
See, that's what I hate about United sometimes. Like, I see Palace and Chelsea are 2-1, and they have started at the same time as us, I believe.
okay. Not happy with United because it's 2-1 in another game. It's all about opinion. David Curley, he says Shaw is overrated and Young has brilliant crosses. Ranveer 777.
Hi Mark, I think Willock could be to us what Rashford was to us last season. A big pleasant
surprise, I think he was saying. Nikolai 666.
How far and how good do you think Axel Tuanzebe can become?
I think Tuanzebe can be a fantastic player for Manchester United, but whether it'll be this season or not, I don't know. But send us your Snapchats during the game. United Stand MUFC. It's 0-0 at the moment, I'm aware. Don't worry, I am sort of on top of the game now, so don't worry about that. But it's. I think it's fair to say. I mean, a lot of people will be watching us. It's fair to say that Manchester United are pressing forward, but West Brom under Pulis are very, very well organised, and we sort of do need that early goal.
Well, Ross said that at the start, didn't he? That Pulis is a legend in the Premier League for how he sets his teams out. You know, every Tony Pulis game has had a battling, gritty mentality, and they're not afraid to win ugly. Sort of like what Stoke used to do with the long balls a few seasons back. I think that's just how he sets his teams out.
Yeah, they've not got a hell of a lot of pace on the break. I don't think West Brom are going to cause us many problems today, other than if they can get up our end and get set pieces. Remember, they've scored more corners than anybody else in the Premier League this season. So that does make them a threat. But they can't do that if they're pinned in their own half. And at the moment, it is all United with 10 men behind the ball. This is why an early goal, like Marcus was saying there about Ross, and we said it as well, the early goal was really important because it kills West Brom's plan. But we'll have to be patient. What are we, 16 minutes into this game? Grinding the result out is all that matters, isn't it, at the end of the day? And we will need some patience. But Fellaini there, apparently getting up for a header, felt that he was fouled. I don't know whether anybody wants to tell us anything about that. Remember to get yourself onto Snapchat. United Stand MUFC is us. Get yourself on Snapchat, because I know we do the Skype Goldbridge on a Monday night, and we'll continue to do that. But you come on for 5 minutes, we can only get 5 or so callers on. A Snapchat, we can get bloody loads of you on. So get yourself on Snapchat, send us your little videos, United Stand MUFC, and we'll give you the opportunity to come on, which is great. Not really been any events so far, Marcus, of note, but they're the sort of things, your reactions to goals, reactions to incidents, if there's anything that you're not happy about, a performance or anything. This is what we want to see. We've got the live comments, which is great. We want to get some live Snapchats as well. Bishwash giving a shout out to Fletcher and Evans, obviously Foster as well, all United ex-players.
Yeah, but it's those players that you're worried about, because no doubt they'll turn up and they'll have a fantastic game against us. But I mean, there's nothing really exciting about the game at the minute. I'll tell you what I have noticed though, there's quite a few empty seats around Old Trafford today.
Have you noticed that on the radio?
Oh no, it's just listening and taking note of what they're saying.
There was a very good comment on there about how we are, everyone's on about pace, but how's pace important against the team that parks the bus? Apparently Martial getting away down the left there, shooting just wide, and people were on the overlap, but Martial, you dot, born from a dot, says Daniel Wong. Martial had a beautiful run right now, says Brendan Tomboy. Martial selfies. Foot skills, don't worry. Martial with a nice attempt, says Andrew Rossi. The opportunities are there. We need, corner as well. There's tons of empty seats, though. You're right, Marcus, says Spencer Urban, which is ridiculous for after the international break. A home game against West Brom. They're in the top 10. Manchester United, why would there be so many empty seats? It's a bit odd. I don't know why, but United are pressing a little bit more now, which is good. And Shane Walsh quite rightly says, still more in there than there is at the Etihad on a match day. So, watch your Snapchat, says Ray Gunn. United stand MUFC.
Oh, yeah, nothing. It's very United. They just look like they're in second gear at the minute. They're still trying to find their way into the game.
John is Neil 31.
I believe this could be the team next season. I don't know if it's going to be full on this team, but I hope it's going to be this team. It looks really nice.
I didn't see it because I wasn't looking. Abdi.
And I hope that we win today more than 1 or 2 goals, because goal difference can be important at the end of the season.
He wants a win. Abdi wants a win. Wobo bro. He says Shaw should be playing over Young. Still a lot of loyalty to Luke Shaw, which is good to see. And Jonas Nielsen. No, I've lost that again now. It's my fault. We're missing Pogba today, says Zishan. We'll be all right. We're only 20 minutes into the game. I think everyone just needs to chill out. There's time. There's plenty of time. West Brom parking the bus. It's going to take time to move it.
I think it's going to be interesting to see how we deal with that Pogba and Zlatan today. The two main guys of the team in Jose's eyes. So it's opportunities are there.
Yeah, the Middlesbrough game. Obviously, we didn't have Zlatan for that. That suited us far better. I mean, there's an appeal for apparently there's an appeal for a penalty. Don't know whether anybody thought it was a penalty when the cross came in from a corner, but the West Brom game suited us far better because we had they're the home team, so they're going to have a go. At the moment, West Brom are not having a go, and it's difficult for us. Why is it taking me to the Liverpool game there? I just want live score. Live score, there we go. So Crystal Palace are 2-1 up, that's right, against Chelsea, and West Ham are 1-0 up away to Hull. They're the only goals at the moment, and it's Andy Carroll who scored, and we are... I'd like Chelsea to lose because they will win the league, and I don't want them to win it at Old Trafford, so the longer it takes them to win the league, the better. Although Liverpool will still think they can win the league, actually, won't they? 10 points off it.
United's high pressure era. They're forcing West Brom to make a lot of mistakes in their passing. That's probably going to be the key for this, the mistakes. Provided we keep pressing like we are, hopefully we can create something out of it.
So what, bloody starving, and I'm out for a curry later, so I'll look forward to that. But we need to get the results sorted. Seats look filled in now, says Brennan. Probably all corporate fans having their pints and that, and probably realising that United won't score in the first half as per usual. So it was a bit dodgy after the international break as well. One of the worst things you want to come from an international break is to come back and play a team at Old Trafford who are just going to sit back and do very little. But we're doing all right. We're making some decent runs, says Gung Shi, and Fellaini should get into the box, says Rooney number 1. I think that's a very good point. Fellaini, against the physical side, it's difficult for Rashford to deal with very dominant centre backs. But Mark, would you rather have Cassie as our long-term carrot replacement, says Shaka Phillips? I do like him. He's very similar in age to Fosu Mensah though, and I just think why not use Fosu Mensah? But we'll see what happens.
I think Mourinho will go for experience in such a vital role.
Luke is so impressed with Fellaini so far. Oh, Marcus will love that.
I'll tell you what, he hasn't done bad. He hasn't done bad. He's getting the ball. He's looking up. He's playing the forward passes.
And Ian
Ashley Young.
Mrs. Matter.
So Ashley Young and Martial doing pretty decent down that left wing.
He's an important player, Ashley Young. He's come back into the team. He's doing well. Luke Shaw's not going to get played. I was quite pleased that he played Young. I mean, I wouldn't have been disappointed with Daley Blind. I don't know what you think, Marcus, but if he played Darmian, I thought he was going to play Darmian there for the pace, and that would have disappointed me a little bit, really, because it's like, you know, we're Manchester United at home and we're more worried about West Brom, and actually the way the game has panned out, that would have been a mistake to do that, because West Brom are not really playing expansive, you know, football. They are sitting deep, so I'm pretty pleased with that so far. The fact that he played Ashley Young. I think we'd all like Luke Shaw to play, but I think the writing's on the wall. We were talking about that.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at some of your Snapchats. Get Snapchatting us with what you think of the game so far. Maddie says, "Come on, United," and shows us a screen of how he's watching it.
Hey Matt, so far Fellaini's doing great on the pitch. Just want to keep you updated.
Sabadika 1 says, "So far, man, Fellaini is doing well on the pitch." That's what we want to hear. Jay Samay.
I think we're going to win this because obviously our team hasn't got Ibra and everyone the best in, but we've still got a good team.
Yeah, he's confident. And Biaritu has asked...
Robbie has quit Arsenal Fan TV. Get in there, brother. So, it's going to be called Troops TV, fam. Yeah,
Bit of fun there. Apparently Robbie's quit Arsenal Fan TV. I very much doubt he has. He's loaded at the moment, Robbie, and that will continue as long as Wenger's there. But Carrick is feeding the ball out wide, and it goes out for a corner. A goal kick from across from Lingard.
Yeah, Lingard's getting pushed off the ball quite a few times on that right hand side at the minute.
Yeah, I was reading that actually. There's a few people saying that United Stand MUFC is the Snapchat. There's a few people saying that he's not doing that well at the moment and getting knocked off the ball a lot. Let me just put a Snapchat out actually.
I think it's pretty obvious that
Hello,
Lingard...
this is the Snapchat. We're on the United Stand on YouTube. Join us. Send us your Snapchats on the game so far. Give us your thoughts. And we'll read them out on the YouTube. The things you can do when you're live. Sorry, Marcus, you were talking.
I was just going to say, it's pretty obvious that Lingard's going to have to rely on his pace to beat his man down there, because if he's going to try and go up against him one-on-one, he's just getting pushed off the ball so easily.
He is very lightweight, Lingard.
Yeah.
What is he, 23, 24 now? I think Sir Alex Ferguson said if Lingard could just fill out a bit, he's got the potential to be a great player. But at 24, he's probably not going to fill out. You know, not everybody does. Some people do stay quite slim. He needs to get down on the... I don't know why he's never thought about getting down on the old weights.
Oh, he looks like he's got the build for, you know, the body structure for it as well. So...
JRW19, we need Schweinsteiger back to solidify our midfield. I think Schweinsteiger would have been quite useful to have at the moment, but there we go. Lingard is playing great, says Denny Olds, and Beer Eat sent us a snap, which I think we just read out. I'll go back to that in a minute. Nikita's on about Rooney coming on. I think Rooney would be a useful player about 60 minutes in. I don't think Rooney starting would have been a good idea. I would like a 1-0 win today, says Shane Walsh. I'll take any win today, Shane. I think we all would. It's just about getting points on the board.
That's the second ball Lingard's put across the box as well, and no one's in there. They're all waiting at the back post. No one's gone up near post and tried for a tap-in.
There's a lot of crosses coming into the box, but nothing really coming off it. Kwame saying Martial slipped at a crucial moment. Shaka Phillips, stop. You're the worst at this, Shaka, and I will get Marcus to put you in a timeout. You just copy and paste the same comment, and I purposely don't read it because it's not fair on everyone else if you are just copying and pasting it in the hope that I'm going to read it eventually. It's not how you perform on a live comment. So you've had a little bit of a telling off there, Shaka, but it goes on way too much. And Marcus should get a telling off for not actually sorting out his area of business.
I've done it.
He's timed him out.
Done it. So you what you see on your screen is a little bit delayed to what I see.
Oh, right. You've got one of them. Snapchat is United Stand MUFC DJ Pay Gaming. Matt Wilkes says Robbie has actually quit. He hasn't quit, United. He hasn't. It's bloody... Do you know what day it was today? April Fool's. Would you walk away from something that is like getting hundreds of thousands of views off every video? And United have just missed an absolute sitter.
Yeah.
Cross coming in from Lingard. Martial not having the game that he would have wanted so far. And I don't know whether he's under pressure when he gets the header, but it's a decent cross in. And he gets up well. You could say he's fouling his man, but I think Foster probably would have had it saved anyway. But it's better from United. And so close, says Tabiri. Tyrone Williams, Fellaini hasn't put a foot wrong. Has anybody else put a foot wrong? Lack of communication is obvious, says Gary Wells. And our finishing is poor, says Ray Carl Brown. Amore, welcome to Manchester United at Old Trafford. Our finishing has been pretty poor all season, but it was a good leap, says Spencer Urban from Martial, and a tough angle, but he did well to get up.
Yeah, I mean the intent's there, and pace again has caused a problem there in the build up to that.
There was a half chance, says Sam the Man,
yeah.
And a good attempt. For those who are doing April Fools, just to let you know, it finishes at lunch at midday. So unless you are somewhere where it's not midday yet, most of you aren't. You're making yourself look idiots because April Fools is over.
There's nothing from West Brom in this game at all. Seems like they're quite happy, quite content to nick a point if they can, and they consider
going on around the grounds.
Result.
Still 2-1 in the Leicester have gone ahead with Wilfred Ndidi, that well-known Leicester player. He's put them 1-0 up against Stoke, and BBC comments not being very complimentary about Manchester United. Manchester United meander into the West Brom box, and Jesse Lingard strokes the ball past the post. Meander. It's not very nice, is it? But yeah, Chelsea still losing at home to Crystal Palace. That would be funny if they did, but let's see what happens with that. And there's over 2,000 of you watching at the moment, so please do drop a like on the video. It's nice to get 1,000 likes on the watch along because it's massively about you lot, obviously, with the Snapchat things part of it as well now, the live comments. We can't do it without you, so please do drop a like. And if you are new to the United Stand, bottom right hand corner there's a little hologram there. Click the subscribe button, make sure you click the bell so you get notified because we are a live content channel, and get involved. We're not just about watch alongs, we are live every single day, pretty much at 8:30, apart from match days. We won't be live at 8:30 tonight, but there will be a match reaction after the show. There's a free kick here for West Brom, which is not what we want to be giving away, in right on the edge of the box, which would be bloody typical. Half an hour of domination of the ball, give West Brom a set piece, and they'll bloody score from a free kick. And it is a good position, says Spencer Urban, and Mike Dean sucks. He does.
Yeah,
what's the Snapchat? United Stand MUFC, all one word is the Snapchat. I'm going to go back to that in a minute and take some of them, but
yeah, dangerous position here. They've got to be careful not to fall into a trap and making silly tackles or getting agitated because they can't create anything at the minute.
Football Bear, free kick, very dangerous decision, very, very dangerous position. It's more of a shooting position, and you would hope that De Gea would deal with it. And it's gone into the wall anyway. So
yeah, it's fine.
That's the end of that. United need Rooney, says H. Sinclair. What? Rooney of the last 3 years? Is that how bad it is? We're going to gamble on a player that's done very little for 3 years. I mean, I think Rooney will be an important player, but I don't think we need him half an hour into a game that he's not been picked in. What's your thoughts on Mkhitaryan, everybody? Has he had a good start or not? Number 10?
For me, he's been pretty quiet, actually. I thought a lot of the play, the build-up play, would go through him, but he seems to have a bit of a free roll.
Foot Skills has dropped a like on the video. Thanks for that, pal. Zane Jackson says 2 years ago I was at the 1-0 loss to West Bromwich Albion. So that would have been under Van Gaal, wouldn't it? I remember us losing under Moyes to West Bromwich Albion around September, October time, and that was when I knew it was going to be crap for United, but that was just a joke.
Yeah, those were dark days, weren't they?
Aaron Inside says, "Why always your face? I want watching football."
Still, after all this time, you've got to explain why you can't show it.
Yeah. We're not Sky Sports. We're not BT Sports. We can't show you Manchester United Football Club because we get shut down, and anybody who does do it, they won't be doing it for very long. Mickey's been quite good, says Adam Morrissey. I think it just comes down to the same old story of Manchester United, that teams come to Old Trafford, they get through that first 20 minutes, half an hour, then the crowd start to get a bit anxious like we do watching it, and then they start to build with confidence. You start to you're not as confident and as relaxed. The early goal makes such a difference, and we're very, very bad at getting the early goal because it's been like that all season.
I think we're not very good. I mean, this season we've not been very good in the first half of any game. I don't think it's always the second half. After Mourinho's had his say, they seem to come out and play, and there's a bit more urgency to them. It's been quite disappointing for me. We're not making use of the pace on the wings, the pace of Rashford. I mean, Mkhitaryan's been quiet as the number 10, but what he's done has been okay.
Well, Mr. Frost makes a good point. He says they've got a player glued to Mkhitaryan, and that makes it difficult. Let me have a quick look at the Snapchats. Rooney is on the bench, obviously, with Daley Blind, and let's have a look who we've got. Quite a few to get through here.
So it looks like they're man marking Mkhitaryan,
which isn't a bad idea.
No.
Paul Lucas says we suck in first halves, which is true. We do, and West Brom look like they're gonna clear another chat. Spencer Urban.
Mark, go on Facebook right now. Type in Manchester United versus West Brom live stream, and the game is streaming right now.
I've inadvertently just... I don't think that's true. I think we should loan out Rashford, says... Logan Julian. And Ems39. I don't know where he is, somewhere where it's snowing.
Sadly, Juan Mata is injured, but I think we're missing the height and strength in the midfield.
Why is Chris Smalling not the player he was last year? And why the hell do we still have Fellaini?
He's not happy with Fellaini. Thrift official Clarence Henderson. People ask me to go on Snapchat and then we get a load of shit.
Who do you think will be most missed for the end of the season if they got injured? Either Antonio Valencia, David De Gea, or Henrik Mkhitaryan?
Oh God, I don't even want to answer that because I don't want to contemplate any of them injuries.
Do you think?
Zach, Rob, a dancing rabbit, great. Well, that was it. Join us back on the Snapchat in a few more minutes, where hopefully the people will actually Snapchat us about the game and give us some thoughts about what's going on at the moment. But there we go. Shaka Phillips, you don't need to apologise, mate. Another attack comes to nothing, says Gung Shi. Ansi Pants says Mad Marcus talks rubbish. Good point. 1,000 likes before half time, says Foot Skills. Do drop a like on the video. I don't want to start delving down into the days of Van Gaal, but it is a bit like Van Gaal at the moment. It's a bit of a damp squib of a game, and no Luke Shaw, something is wrong, says Niaz, a bit late to the party, mate, but it's good. And Andrew Ellis says Snapchat is crap. We'll certainly leave Snapchat for a few minutes. We can do better than this, come on man, says Nikita Smith. And Sheik says Alex Johnson says Chico. We need deadly finishers, says Pashman. We've not really had the chances though, Marcus, have we really? We've not really created chances where you'd go, oh yeah, we've missed them.
I mean, apart from the Martial header and the two balls across the box from Lingard, it's a very dull game for me. It's not exciting at all. West Brom, they're back in numbers, which fair play to them. That's what you'd expect them to do away from home. But, I mean, the onus is on United to open them up and to get this goal, and they just haven't done enough at the minute to warrant them being 1-0 up.
Well, it was a foul by Bay there, and it was a decent opportunity on the wide for them to put a cross in, and thankfully the Hare came and won it back.
Yeah, he's got it, yeah. Well, I mean, if this was, if we're playing the game for possession, then, we're winning it, but we're not doing nothing with it. I mean, Mkhitaryan just can't get free of his man marker, so he can't create nothing at the minute. All he can do is just stroke it wide. Can't find that killer pass.
United, Rashford. I mean, it's not just a Mourinho thing. United at home in first half of games generally is it's been poor for a long time now.
Yeah, it's always the second half they come out and play. There's nothing exciting about the game at the minute at all.
Just another Pepe says we aren't dull, it's them. Lingard is looking bright and lively. The goal's the most important thing. The goal will make the difference, and we're putting a lot of crosses into the box. But West Brom will grow into the game. That's the problem. I think Rojo's probably going to get a booking there. He chopped his man down. He was running through. Be amazed if it's not a booking.
If he can get away with 2-footed tackles, mate, there's no way that's a booking.
Yellow card for Martial, says Man United fanatic, and Peter Doyle. It's true, Mark. Fans are falling asleep, says Tyrone Williams. Who is the ref today? It's Mike Dean. I'm bored with almost all football these days, says Fast Finger Freddy. Don't know what's wrong with me. You can't get bored of football. But, in all fairness, this is West Brom doing exactly what we expected West Brom to do, and it's our job to break them down. But you can't just keep giving them set pieces, and I said it'd be tight. I think 2-1. Johan says we missed the intricate passing of Mata. They're parking the bus and we can't get through. Good point. We are set up. If we were at West Brom, I think we'd win this game. But because we're not, they're able to sit back and sort of make it very difficult for us to use our pace.
But I mean, this is a typical Tony Pulis side away from home. You know, hard working, very well organised, and you know they're there for the point. That's it.
Well, like Nicolo21 says, they've got 8 men behind the ball, and Nikhil N says we're a very ordinary side, Louis van Gaal style again. I think I always find that quite unfair, Mark. I don't know what you think. I think we've actually played some good football this year.
Yeah.
We have a recurring issue at home. I totally agree, and it's always the same, pretty much not scoring goals.
But I mean, you know, you could put that down to the quality of players that we've brought in, you know, in the last 2-3 seasons. You know, it's you know, Jose's there. He's got a different mindset, different tactics. As much as I hate to say it, you know, different philosophy. So I mean, something's not right. Today they don't look comfortable. It's not the Man United we're used to seeing, but they've been off for 2 weeks because of the international break. So, you know, you can understand it being a bit rusty, but the importance of the game, they should be out there fighting and going for it.
Yeah. And Martial's coming down the left at the moment. But he's got so many players around him. It's really difficult. He's going to have to do something, and I don't think it can be something in the sense of, you know, Rooney for Martial or something like that. It's got to be. I think I'd take a defender off if he wants to win the game. They've got so many people behind the ball. We almost need another man in the box. Why not chuck Fellaini up front with Rashford and give us that option? Because at the moment it's just we've almost got one defender too many, and then we've not got enough people in the box. Carrick is playing good as always, says C_.
Well, it's either that, Mark, or you push Ashley Young further forward, don't you, and play the 3 at the back.
Yeah, we could do that. We could do that for sure.
I mean, we know Ashley Young can deliver the ball in there, so you just put Rojo at the left and Bay centre, and Valencia stays on the right, and just chuck Ashley Young a bit forward.
Peshman makes a very good question. Who would you bring on to change the game for us? It is just about half time. Mourinho's storming off yet again, but
you can't blame
him. We've only got
really.
Rooney. In an attacking sense, we've only got Rooney because you've got 4 defenders with Blind and Darmian and Fosu Mensah and Twansibi. He's got very limited options in an attacking sense. It's Rooney or Willock, and Willock. Would you take someone like Mkhitaryan or Martial off for Willock? I mean, it's a big risk, a very, very big risk.
But it could show that he's got the faith in the youth system. You know,
well, he hasn't had it all season, has he? But
oh no, but you know, like you said earlier, needs must, isn't it?
Are you going to go and pop off and get yourself a drink, and I'll get Ross on, or do you want to stop on?
Yes, mate. No, I'll get Ross on. I'll go and make a coffee, and then just give me a ring when you want me back.
Okay.
Right, see you in a bit.
Cheers, pal. Speak to you in a bit.
Right.
Okay, let's get Marcus off and Ross on, and give us your thoughts. We've got Ross joining us now. Can you hear me, Ross?
How you doing, Mark? You alright?
Yeah, good. Same old, really. No first half goal at Old Trafford, and opposition growing confidence. No real clear-cut chances. What's going wrong? Do you think it's just we haven't got the players to break West Brom down? Not much on the bench either. Rooney's probably the only realistic option.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see something a bit different in the second half. Do you know what? I think Mourinho needs to have a word with Rashford in that half, because if you're playing centre forward, you've got to be in the box when it comes to the crunch, when wingers have got the ball and about to cross it in, and he seems to be always outside of the box at the wrong moment, which it's fine to come out of the box. Zlatan does it a lot, but you need to make sure you're in there at the right moments, and he just hasn't got that connection yet. I'll be almost inclined to put Rashford on the wing and stick Martial up top, to be honest, because Martial hasn't really been that effective on the wing either, and I just think he's more of a threat in the box. But Lingard's played well. Mkhitaryan's had some good touches on the ball, but I think there's more to come from him. Overall, it's kind of it was just a lacklustre first half, to be honest.
I put it down to the fact that it is West Brom with so many men behind the ball, but we've got to be cuter than that. I just feel that we're not committing enough men forward. I think I don't necessarily think we need to go 3 at the back, like Marcus was saying yet, but we need to do something around getting more men into the box. I mean, I personally would find a way of either putting Fellaini up front with Rashford and rejigging things around, because we are putting a lot of good crosses in, but they're looking like bad crosses because, like you say, Rashford's not either getting into the box or he's in the wrong position. And you know, surely that's not the game plan today, to just keep putting crosses into a box, into a team who are very good at dealing with crosses. So I just think that some of the tactics have been a bit odd. It was always obvious that West Brom were going to sit back and park the bus. And if our only option is to put the ball into the box, they're going to eat them up all day. We've got to... Why doesn't someone have a long shot? You know, maybe Foster palms it out and Rashford's there in the follow-up. I mean, these are the sort of things we've got to think about doing, but it's all very easy for West Brom at the moment.
Yeah, Cross Jones says missing Mata. I think we are missing Mata's movement, and is you know, like we always say, he always pops up with an assist or goal, and no one really seems. I think Martial's come the closest with that header. I think he should have done better with that, but no one is really stepping up to the crunch today. I'd like to see Fosu Mensah come on in the second half. I'm just trying to work out in my head who he'd come on for, and I can't quite work it out, to be honest. But I'd just like to see him. You know, someone that's kind of, you know, got so much passion, because, you know, it's a once in a lifetime game for Fosu Mensah at the minute. But no, I don't want to see Rooney in the second half, to be honest, because I just don't think that he will add anything yet. Maybe later, but I'm umming and ahhing about him.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I've got nothing against Rooney, but I would not necessarily want to see him coming on at half-time. But I've got a funny feeling Mourinho will change something at half-time. But I think the players are right. I just think the system's not. You've got to keep Martial and Lingard and Rashford on for the pace. Mkhitaryan's very, very important. And Fellaini and Carrick have actually had a good half. It's just how... It's almost, is there a way of rejigging it to add Rooney into that? Because I think that would be good, but that would probably mean going to a 3 at the back, which I don't think he'd be willing to do at the moment. I just think I would try and... I would be saying to Young and Valencia to really bomb on forward. And I'd also be saying to Rojo or Bay, who are both capable of doing it, bring the ball out of the back 4, commit their midfielder to come to you so that it creates some more space for our midfielders and our attackers. Because at the moment, we're just giving it to Carrick or Fellaini, and then Rojo and Bay become redundant. And I think they almost need to be bringing the ball out. I mean, maybe you could even put Carrick at centre-back and bring Rooney on. I don't know. I just think we need to... They're going to park 8 men against the ball. We need to sort of try and find a way of doing that. But just quickly before I go back to Ross, we've not hit 1,000 likes on the video yet. We normally do it by half time. There's plenty of you watching. Please click the like button. Let's get it to 1,000, because you've kept us all sane in the first half on the live comments. It wasn't a great half. We've had this in the past with Van Gaal. We've had it a lot with Mourinho. That early goal, we're just not able to do it at Old Trafford, Ross. It looks like it's going to stay with us for the season, this inability to get... I think away from home, it's a different story, isn't it? Because you don't get people defending. But what a goal that was for Leicester. But it's a problem that just keeps coming back to United. I think you get an early goal against West Brom and they have to move the bus. They can't continue to do that, and then it opens up a lot of space. It's just getting that early goal, or even a first half goal.
It's just the taking chances here again, because it's not like we didn't have a single chance. I think, you know, go back to Martial's header. I think he should have done a lot better than that. And yeah, and you know, if he gets that chance, it's 1-0, and the whole half is a different outlook. So it always goes back to that. And I do think we are missing Zlatan today. I don't think Rashford is judging by that half ready to fill his shoes yet. I think he's got amazing potential, but to lead the line for this club, you know, as young as he is, I just don't think he's anywhere near that yet. Which I think, if he doesn't sort of turn his form around in the second half, thinking about it, I think that's the substitution we'll probably see. Will be Rooney up top for Rashford. Not that I want to see that, but I just think as the game goes on for more and more in the second half, West Brom will drop deeper and deeper and deeper. And if Rashford's not running in behind and he's not getting in the box, he sort of, you know, he becomes a bit null and void, to be honest, because what else does he bring to the team?
Yeah, I detect a bit of frustration in relation to Rashford from you there, Mark, Ross. But nobody's above any sort of criticism, and I think we certainly should be looking at ways of improving things. And I think this sort of game, you'd almost be better putting, like you say, Rashford out wide and putting Fellaini up front, because it would cause them. It would cause West Brom a bit more problems, but I don't know whether he's willing to do that or not. I don't know.
It would be a great. Do you know what that'd be? There was no one there, but it was a fantastic sort of header back into the danger area. And if Zlatan was on the pitch, 9 times out of 10, it'd have probably been there. And it's that sort of play, and it's ugly. Like I say, it's not a nice game plan to have, but again, 3 points is all we need today. So I'm happy with Route 1. I'm happy with anything just to nick a goal in this game, because they are good defensively, West Brom.
I'm just trying to find the comment again. Here we go. Should be here. Zlatan says, I hope you realise now how important Zlatan is. And I think in a game like this, Zlatan is very important, because not every team's going to allow you to use pace. I think pace is very, very important, but not every team will allow you to use pace, and West Brom are not allowing us to use pace. So Zlatan in a game like this, where a team plays very defensive, very, very important. However, when you saw Bournemouth, I think it was, come to Old Trafford and play a line I've never seen so high, then that's when Zlatan becomes a problem, because he's not a pacey player. So, yeah, I'd agree. In a game like this, it's tailor-made for Zlatan. Ross, I'm just going to take a quick toilet break. So if you want to talk about that Zlatan thing, and maybe also about what changes you would make, and also... Just
give me a shout when you're back, so I can't see you.
Yeah, no worries. Will do. Okay.
Cheers, Mark. Yeah, well, do you know what? Like Mark just said there, it's tough, because there's been so many games that I've watched Zlatan play this season where I've been crying out for him to be subbed, to be honest. And like that comment just said, I forget the name, it does kind of show that he's desperately needed at Manchester United. And yet, teams might play a high line against us when he plays, but then I think that opens up to our wingers and Martial and whoever's on the other wing, if it's Mkhitaryan, they should be getting in behind, because if Zlatan's on the pitch and teams are playing high line, fantastic. I think I'd rather him be on the. If Zlatan was on the pitch today and West Brom decided to push up, I think that it would do better for our overall game. So I don't really think that comes into context when you're talking about whether we play him or not. And again, games like today, he's just desperately needed. And a talking chair. Yeah, the chair is talking again. I think we'd have been 1 or 2-0 up with Zlatan on the pitch today. I think strangely enough, we've created quite a few very good chances, but they're not chances when no one's in the box. And Lingard put in a fantastic cross in behind the defence, and any half decent centre forward with an instinct to score goals, Gary Lineker and Alan Shearer, that'd have been in the net. But it's unfortunate, and that's just what Rashford. Again, Mark said it earlier. I'm frustrated with Rashford this half. I've been furious with him, to be honest, and the criticism doesn't come from me disliking Rashford. It comes from me wanting Rashford to be one of the best strikers, in English football. But he's got so much to learn in that aspect, and playing him on the wing probably doesn't help him, to be honest. But I want to see that instinct that he had when he scored the 2 goals against Arsenal on his Premier League debut, that sitting in the box and being in the right positions. And it seems like that's leaked out of his game a bit, and it'd be nice to see something of that in the second half. If not, put Martial up there, because I think Martial's got a killer instinct when it comes to finishing and scoring chances. So I'd be kind of inclined to switch Rashford and Martial and give Rashford a try at running at people, to be honest. You there, Mark?
Yeah, back now. I was just booking myself a curry as well.
Excellent.
Well, I've not booked myself a curry. We're going out for a curry, so that's booked. That's something to look forward to, because this game isn't at the moment. But I don't know what you were saying there, but I just think it's really about getting 3 points out of the game somehow. We've certainly got the players to do it, and I don't know. I don't know what your thoughts are, Ross, but my thoughts are that I just think I don't know, and I think this is probably reflective of some United fans. I don't think we're going to get top 4. I know we can, But I just don't think we are. And I don't know whether it was the Mata thing last night or the first half there, but I just think even if we beat West Brom today and we beat Everton and we beat Sunderland, when the Europa League kicks back in and when we've got to play Arsenal, City and Spurs away from home, I just don't see us being able to go on the sort of run of wins. We virtually need to win every single game. And with the European football as well, and the fact that, Liverpool, Spurs, Arsenal, City, they've got no European football. I don't see it. I think we need to see more than what we've seen in that half if we're going to do it. And we've been like this all season at Old Trafford.
Again, I aid on the side of positivity, though. I can't. It's just, and it is blind. I agree with what you're saying there. I think you're probably right that top four is out of the question, but I just can't do it to myself at the minute, and I can't. I don't see United going into Arsenal and away, and I can't see us losing that game. And again, that might be sort of blind optimism, but I just think that on our day, regardless of fixtures, regardless of who we've got fit and who we haven't, I'd still back our team to beat any team in the Premier League. I mean, look at Chelsea now today losing to Crystal Palace. And, currently it was a fantastic goal I saw on Twitter from Benteke, but anything can happen in this league. So I'm going to say positive. But if we don't win today, then I promise I will. I'll give up on it because a draw today is the end of us, to be honest.
Darth Vader says stop moaning, and actually, you know what? You're right. You've pulled me back from being a bit negative there, because actually, if we beat West Brom today and we beat Everton on Tuesday and we beat Sunderland away next Sunday, which we can do, we've then got Chelsea at home on Easter Sunday. I've been saying all season we'll win that game, so that's 12 points. 12 points. Surely that would put us very much in a chance of top four, and then we've got Burnley, I think, as well. If we win these games and put ourselves in with a shout in May, I would agree with Ross. I think actually, you look at where we struggled this season and the points we've dropped, and we've not, apart from Liverpool at home where we didn't turn up, the points we've dropped have been West Ham at home, Burnley at home, Stoke at home, Everton away, Hull at home, Bournemouth at home. I mean, these are all teams that we should be beating. So I think I'd agree with that, actually. When we play the better teams, I think we play better. So, let's just get this game won and then we can move on. I think that's what we're talking about, in it. But we must be approaching second half. So thanks for coming, Ross. Thanks for coming on. And thanks for covering me there, so I could book myself a curry on the curry. I did go to the toilet as well. I did need to. But you're on Twitter at Hazza90.
That's it. Yeah, Hazza90.
Fingers crossed. Players are coming out. Let's get this game done. Thanks for coming on, Ross. I'll speak to you soon.
Mark. I'll speak to you later.
Cheers, pal. Players are coming out. Positivity is the order of the day, Darth Vader. Sometimes I'll just drop down, but you've pulled me back, so thanks. Europa League is certainly the easier one to win. I totally agree about that. But let's give ourselves a chance. Let's give ourselves a chance. There's so many league games to play. We don't want to ruin it by not winning today. But you know what? The horrible thing is, and this is not negativity. When you look at our form at home this season, and Marcus has joined me perfectly here, and the live comments can answer this as well. When you look at our home performances this season, 0-0 or a draw at least should not be unexpected, Marcus.
No, it shouldn't. Not in a way. Hang
on. Get well soon, Matter, says Marcus on the live comments, not the Marcus on here. Yeah. A lot of people on about how quiet Old Trafford is. United Stand Snapchat is United Stand MUFC, all one word. May the force be with you, Mark, says Gungshi. May the force be with Manchester United, because we need them to get the result. Man United 13, cool. This made me laugh. Give instructions for diving in the box. Get the penalty. Get the 3 points. Yeah, anything will do. We've got Ashley Young on the pitch, but I think we need to just commit players more forward in the second half. It's a little bit too easy for West Brom at the moment, and 8 men behind the ball, and we're probably only committing 5 or 6 players at the most. I would consider chucking Fellaini forward at some point, but we're not at that stage yet. You must remember that, Marcus, as well. We're not at that stage yet. We've got the last 20 minutes for all that lot, and I did say in the first half, patience is the key. 2-0 to Leicester, says Tyler. And I haven't started the timer. Sorry. It's all going on.
Yeah, so the players are out. We're off.
I think there's a West Brom player about to go in the book as well. I think.
Yeah, well,
I'm not too sure.
So what did Ross say then? Because I missed that because I was making a coffee.
Basically said that you're boring and he should play the game because your football knowledge is ridiculously bad. No, he was just saying that he's positive that we can get the result, but a bit negative about Rashford, to be honest. That Rashford isn't doing enough. But I expect United will start this second half a lot quicker.
Well, usually second halves, they usually do come out a lot quicker, don't they? Well, once Jose's had his word with them.
Scuba Lubin says Foster will turn into Buffon in the second half. That's the other problem. Yeah, we've not really tested him yet. Breach69 says enough with the bullshit. The squad seriously needs an overhaul. Well, I'm not an advocate of that. I do agree that the squad has got a lot of deadwood in it, and I even looking at the team today, and you can love Fellaini all you like. I don't think Fellaini is a midfielder that wins you the title. I'm not even convinced, as much as I love Michael Carrick, that Michael Carrick is that anymore. They're both playing well today, but for various reasons, I don't think they're a midfield that would cause any problem to any decent team in Europe. So yeah, we need to make improvements. Let's not forget Herrera's suspended, Pogba's injured, Zlatan's suspended. So that's 3 big losses. But I think even with them 3 back, it causes a problem. But we are what we are, and we are where we are. And Mourinho signed 4 players last summer. They've all been a success. He probably needed another 4, but you're not going to sign 8 players in one summer. So
no, that's too much to do, isn't it? I mean, to completely get rid of the squad that was there for him when he came in, and then just to completely change it is too much for him.
I think I do agree with what Abhijit says, that Pereira will be good. I really do think he would be good. I think in fact, it's just a shame we haven't got Pereira now. I know we can't bring him back, but yeah. Brendan's saying that Johnny Evans is putting in some hard tackles on Rashford. Well, he's a competitor, isn't he? He'll be up for it. Just because he used to play for United doesn't mean he needs to give anyone a free ride. He's here to prove himself, isn't he? Against your old club.
Yeah, I said that in the first half. A lot of people, the old ex-players, they turn up even more, don't they, when they're playing against their old teams?
It's a better start.
Yeah.
In the second half so far. Hammer Eye saying that as well, almost. We certainly seem to have gone up a level, which we do tend to do in the second half. Jordan Thompson makes an interesting comment that Pereira is better than Mata. I wouldn't say he is at the moment, but I do believe that he can be. So a lot of people saying Rashford's overrated. But then other people are saying he's brilliant.
I do like Rashford. He's young, he's exciting, and hopefully his career is at Manchester United for the foreseeable future. So we're just keeping the ball there. Valencia made a good run then. Well, we're doing a lot better now than what we did in the first half. There's a lot more intent to our game now.
Yeah, but West Brom currently on the attack. Let's not forget.
Yeah.
I think if they got a goal, we'd really be struggling to get 2. But
yeah.
We've done it before against West Borough, but fans are turning up, says George A. Rashford is still young and learning. Spot on, TS Dave. Fellaini just got mugged, says Gaming Eamon. And some last-ditch defending there. Darren Fletcher, I think, nearly scoring. And no, some people are calling him Trashford now. We don't want to see that. He's my favourite player. I'll tell you what, it was a good chance there. It was Darren Fletcher on the cutback, right on the edge of the 6-yard box, and goes out for it. Somebody blocked it out for a corner, but let's not forget, West Brom have scored more corners than anybody else in the league, and
good block by Bay there, though.
yeah, it was a good block, and United have cleared the corner. It was a crap corner, actually. To make Man United, they don't have many up for the corner, though, about 5, so Spencer Urban. I think West Brom would be ecstatic with the points, but we've got a bit of a break on here. Well, I say a break. They've still got way more than us, but Martial goes past one. Back cross, goes wide. It's a shame he don't exposed his fullback there, but horrible ball in by Martial, says Spencer Urban, and terrible from Martial, says Peter Doyle, and he should have shot. Dorchester strikes again.
Dorchester.
It could be another dross, that's for sure. People are moaning at me about Snapchat, so let's just see if we've got anything of any use. The last visit to Snapchat was pretty poor, but let's see if you can improve. Kobe Ems. 3 players that you think will leave this season and 3 that you will join.
3 players that you think will leave Man United this season, and also name 3 that might join this season.
Difficult question to answer when there's a live stream, but Luke Shaw's definitely going to go. I think Rooney will go, and Ashley Young, Kisseley.
I mean, how about calling in Andres Pereira from loan? I guess it's a fantastic decision.
He wants Pereira back from loan, but we can't do it because you can only do it when the transfer window is open, so we can't. Paul Duffy.
I'm looking for Rashford to make some good runs down the line. Oh, 3-0 United this half. 3-0 United.
He wants Martial to make some good runs down the wing. 3-0 this half. We can live and hope. Hey Dental. He's watching from Australia and it's 1:35 a.m. Oh. A bit of Marcus there. 1:35 a.m. and you're watching Manchester United. Anybody watching it any later than that? Because I tell you what, I always say that these fans say you've got to be going to the game to be a real fan. I think watching some of the crap we've watched over the last few years at 3 o'clock in the morning is real proper dedication. But United are pushing forward a lot better now. Louis.
Let me rephrase. Who do you think is most influential to the team? David De Gea, Antonio Valencia, or Henrik Mkhitaryan?
I'd say Valencia at the moment, wouldn't you, Marcus?
I would say De Gea.
It's a good bit of play by United here.
I think without De Gea, this season, this team could have been in trouble.
There's a good chance there, and it's 3:11 a.m. in New Zealand. It's Fellaini. I don't think he could win.
Fucking hell, Jesse Lingard is actually pish. Fucking with the Huddersfield Sharpish. Awful player. I just don't know what it is plus in the first half, Mark, but...
That was Clarence Henderson. If you didn't
I just don't know what it is with us in the first half, Mark, but, it's a more pressing match.
Let's see if we can get that back. It was funny.
I just don't know what it is with us.
Oh, I've lost it.
I just don't know what it is.
No, I've got that one. See who else. George Curiosa. Just us. Jordan. We won't make top 4 or win the Europa. We'll come back to that. Rooney, we need a change, Mark, says Treble 2 Damien. What changes would you make, Marcus? What changes would you make, if any?
I think I wouldn't make anything yet. Right now, I would put Ashley Young further forward. And like you said, put Fellaini up top with Rashford. See how that went for 15, 20 minutes. And then, if necessary, I think the obvious one is Rooney, isn't it?
Yeah. The bench isn't great. No. Willock and Rooney are the only attacking options. Then you've got Twansibi, Fosu Mensah, Blind and Darmian. So, attacking options not great at all. And Rooney is the obvious one. And Rooney will come on. But I just think we need to commit another player into the box. That's the problem. The great thing about the Everton game is that Herrera and Zlatan will make a hell of a difference. But
yeah,
I I don't know whether Martial's done enough in this game. I want him to do enough because I think he just gives us something extra. But
it's hard to judge everyone on, in this type of game, because with West Brom they're just sitting back and they're hoping that they can take a point, and it's a good result for them. But as an attacking force for United, I don't think anyone's actually stood out and put in a decent performance.
And Martial's just shot wide. The keeper actually did save it, but typically the referee who stood right next to it says it's a goal kick. And that I think that's good from Martial, because I think the keeper didn't actually get a touch on it, to be honest.
That's the second chance he's had.
But it's a goal kick, says Rod Ingley. But that I think we need to do that a little bit more, taking shots from outside the box, because we're not getting anything from putting crosses into the box. So actually shooting from outside the box is not a bad idea if the space is there. I think we'll get this game won. I do. I think we will get it won. What have we got? We've still got over half an hour left. So
yeah. We can say put crosses into the box, but the only person with height is Fellaini. I mean, should we be looking to play more of the balls in behind and use the pace?
It's hard to get in behind a team that's playing on the edge of their penalty box, though, isn't it? I think Mata we do miss today. I think that's a very good point, but we can't moan about it because Mata is, he's injured. These things happen. West Brom have made a substitution. I think it's Morrison's come on for McLean, who is another midfielder. We're very close to 1,000 likes, by the way. I've just read that in the live comments from Foot Skills. We're 20 away, so please do drop a like. And we've hit the magic 1,000 likes. A bit slower today in doing that. I don't know what everyone... I think maybe everyone's a bit hungover from the international break, but we'll get back into it for sure. PewDiePie, I don't think it's the real one, has subscribed to the channel. Thanks for that, pal. And Chelsea are still losing. I think Herrera, Merida says there, we do miss Herrera, and Andrew Rossi saying he's the one we've really missed today. Mata injury is bad, but Herrera, I always see Herrera as more of a creative midfielder anyway. I know he plays the centre midfield role, but I think he could be very important as a creative element in our team as well.
Yeah, he's very much an unsung hero for our team. Some of the passes that he does set up, quite a few attacks for us. And I think when you lose someone of that importance who, plays consistently well in the team, you get used to it and, you sort of take it as a given. But when he's not there, this game especially is just showing how bad we miss that sort of player.
Spurs are drawing at Burnley at the moment. So tell you what, if we could somehow win and they drop 2 points there, that would be quite useful. I don't know whether we're actually going to catch Spurs, but Lingard to Huddersfield. Tyler, was that you, Tyler? Maybe it was. Rooney's warming up, says Peter Doyle. We're virtually at the 60-minute mark anyway, so that would make sense. But West Brom are playing the ball out the back at the moment quite comfortably, so just got to press a little bit more.
You think Rashford would be there hustling and hounding them? He's got the pace to get away if they make a mistake as well. It's baffling at the minute.
Sunderland losing 1-0 to Watford. You're wasteful again, says Joseph Anderson. Mickey T is losing the ball a bit too much, says Brendan. And Bayern are winning 6-0. In other news, the sea is wet. It is a boring game. I can't deny it is a boring game. But I'm based in the Midlands, and I know fans who are West Brom supporters, and as much as it's probably, I think, West Brom's best season ever, they'd love Pulis to get the sack, which might surprise a lot of people, but they don't like Pulis as manager of West Brom because the football is pretty boring. And we as Manchester United should be good enough to break a boring team down. But we're not at the moment. But, West Brom are playing a very negative approach to this game. They've got very little pace in there. They're very physical. They're getting lots of men behind the ball. And, if they're going to score, they're going to score off a set piece. And thanks to Liam Dove, he's subscribed to the channel. Nigel James says he doesn't care if it's boring as long as we win. I want us to be entertained. I do want us to be entertained, Nigel. I really do want us to be entertained, and Manchester United should be entertaining. But there are factors. We've had 2 weeks off. We've had a lot of injuries. And it's starting to get to that point now where you just want to win the game, don't you?
Yeah, it's almost as if you just want the game to be over and done with, don't it? There's nothing exciting about it at all.
Anthony Abderab saying that Mourinho's run out of ideas, Marcus. I don't know whether you'd agree with that. He's not got a lot of options on that bench. I would say that in defence.
Yeah, I mean, the options are slim. But, I mean, for his first season in charge, I think he's done well to bring in what he can and get rid of what he can. And got us, he had us fighting for everything at one stage, didn't he? Everything we was in, we had a chance of winning. But I think he does. He looks puzzled. I mean, the only option he's got attacking wise, like we said, is Rooney and the young lad. The rest of them are defensive options, aren't they?
I don't think this is the sort of game to chuck a young lad in who's never for his debut.
Oh.
I really don't. And whether you think Mkhitaryan or Martial or Rashford have turned up or not, these are senior pros, and I don't think you can chuck a young lad on, because if he doesn't do well, it effectively knocks us down to 10 men. I think you could. The one player I thought that you could take off is Carrick, and I think Carrick's had a really good game. But do you need a defensive midfielder and 2 centre backs against a team that's playing 8 men behind the ball?
No, probably not. I mean,
we're just knocking the ball around at the moment, side to side, around the edge of the box, or 10 yards from the edge of the box. And I just think all we're trying to do is work opportunities to put crosses into the box that are against a team that's good with crosses into the box. I think somebody just needs to hit it from 30 yards out into that box, and then Rashford follow it up.
Yeah, I mean, could get a lucky bounce from a 30-yard shot. It could deflect. Could be anything, and hopefully Rashford's there to tuck it away. But the game, as a spectacle, it's not the greatest. But the creativity is a major problem here, and I thought Mickey playing as the 10 would have been the one.
Well there to keep it in. They were trying to usher it out for a corner. There's men in the box then refusing the cross time and time again, and then when the cross comes in, they're well set. I don't think we're going to get much joy from putting crosses into the box today. There's just way too much of it, and I think you just got to hit it. It's another corner for United, and we don't score from corners, and West Brom are good from corners. Fellaini did do well there.
Yeah. But I mean, the only height here for the corner, I mean, it's Fellaini and Bay. I mean, that's it. Just seems like, chucking a ball into the box, unless he's going to put Fellaini up there alongside Rashford, it's just pointless.
It's just so lethargic what we're trying to do. We're getting loads and loads of the ball, but the crossing is just it's just too easy. Our only tactic today has been putting crosses into the box, and it's too easy for West Brom. I don't really understand what we're trying to do. They are winning everything.
Well, I would hope that he wouldn't have said to him at half time, look, just keep on crossing the ball in, and Fellaini will get his head onto it, because it isn't working at all. I mean, plenty of possession is fine. West Brom can't hurt us if we got the ball. But, I don't see...
it there, our only tactic today is putting crosses into the box against the team that's the best at defending crosses in the league. It's just...
Yeah.
Keep it on the bloody ground. They're in the nicest possible way, West Brom's defenders are donkey defenders. They're good in the air and they are slow. Use the ball on the ground, quick movement. And I know we've not got Mata, but we've still got Mkhitaryan. Rashford and Martial are good with the ball at their feet and they're fast.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we know Rashford can go past people. We know Martial can go past people.
The chance, they made a mistake, and I think it was Mkhitaryan who got through.
Yeah.
But we're knocking on the door.
Just hopefully we haven't left it too late.
He's not. It's West Brom who are making a substitution at the moment. Not Mourinho. I think, to be honest, Mourinho's problem is he doesn't know who to bring off.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to go 3 at the back, but he doesn't, to bring Rooney on, he won't want to take Fellaini off. He probably doesn't want to take Carrick off. He probably doesn't want to take Rashford off. I mean, Lingard, is he having a quiet game? But, he gives you width. Spurs have scored as well, which is just bloody great. I think if we don't win today, it's going to be very, very difficult for us to get top 4. And I know people will keep saying there's plenty of games left, and you've said that countless times before, but Liverpool have had a difficult game today on paper. I knew they'd win. Spurs are away from home at Burnley, who were very good at home. And we're at home to West Brom, and we've got the game that you'd expect us to win. Gary Wells says it was a dreadful miss from Mkhitaryan. It was a good chance. KVA says that Lingard should be the man to come off. I think he'd be the one I would take off for Rooney. But to be honest, I probably wouldn't. I'd try and find a way of getting an attacker on the pitch and a defender off.
I'd leave, because it's slim pickings on the bench, I'd leave as many attacking players out there on the field as I possibly could. I mean, the last thing
we're about to find out.
Well, we don't want to put our hands in the young kid's shoulders, and hopefully he comes up with the goods. That's not fair.
Spencer Urban's giving a shout out for West Brom's defence. They're doing quite well on the attack there. Let's see if anybody's got anything to say on the old Snapchat.
Well, Mkhitaryan's looking a frustrated figure as well.
Again, it's just width all the time. We haven't actually had any. People are saying go to Snapchat. We haven't actually had any Snapchats for about quite a while. Clarence Henderson.
You know what, Mark? I think top 4's gone though, but hey ho. Maybe I don't really want to know.
You should go on X Factor. Rondon's coming on for West Brom, which is a problem.
I also think it's good to see Eric Bailly back in the squad. I think he's had a good first half back in the team after a couple of weeks off.
That's Zach Robb. Rondon on. I'm surprised they didn't play Rondon because I think he could have caused us a lot more problems up on his own. I think he's a better player than Robson Kanu. But that'd just be typical Marcus, wouldn't it? We're sort of like, will we score this goal? And then bloody West Brom will grind us out for 70 odd minutes and get a goal themselves. Like Paul Lucas says, planning a little smash and grab today, Pulis. And why not? Why not? They have defended, but why not? Why not fancy it? United have not been fantastic today. Why not fancy the chance of nicking 3 points? They're not relegation fodder. I think they're in the top 10 themselves. So
yeah, I mean, we are a weakened side today with the injuries and the suspensions. So yeah, I mean, he would have come there thinking, snatch and grab or take a point, and it's a good result.
A good shot from there, from Rashford from distance, and that's what I think we've got to start shooting from distance in this game, because the crossing into the box is just not working. Liam Dove, I did say thank you for the sub, so don't think that we didn't. You've made me blow my thought. I mean, yeah, we've got players missing, but West Brom's best player, I think, is Matty Phillips, and he's been out for a few weeks for them. So it was a good save from Foster, says Andrew Rossi, but we've still not made a substitution, which I find quite odd. But I think that just reflects on the fact that the bench isn't. It's got no attackers. No,
it's not. I mean, some people don't even class Rooney as an attacker now, do they? He's more of a midfielder. Even though he doesn't work as a CDM, he has played there. Is he the force of old? No. Has he still got an influence in these type of games? Maybe, maybe not. So he's literally going to chuck him on and hope for the best, I think.
To be honest, I think, apart from anybody getting injured or anything like that, we may as well have just had one sub today, because he was never going to use anybody else other than Rooney. Not in this sort of a game, anyway.
No, it's you can't count for injuries or anything like that during the season anyway. So planning goes out the window. But I think the Jones and Smalling being injured on the international duty didn't help matters either. So I think if that was the case, he would have probably gone Blind or Darmian at left back, and Ashley Young would have been on the bench as an impact.
West Brom have just been so well organised and getting men behind the ball, though. We've just really not been able to pass through them, and they've invited us to go down the wing every single time because they know that they can deal with the cross. And we look very unimaginative, to be honest.
That's a lack of creative players, though. I mean, really, we've got one creative player in that side, and that's Mkhitaryan. And he's being man-marked and shadowed everywhere he goes.
I don't think it's like, NSEP Gaming saying there, Lingard out. I don't think Lingard has actually done much in a long time in this game, but here's Rondon on the break for West Brom. And it's a goal kick. They've got to be careful about that, because he will just play up front on his own now. He's not. He is a threat.
I think we all know he's quite capable of doing that job quite well up on his own.
Rooney's coming on, and it's Mkhitaryan. God, I don't agree with that, but
no. I would have left as many attacking players on there as I could have. So all creativity has gone out that side now.
Oh well, we might nick a goal, but to be honest, my confidence levels have just dropped. Unless Rooney's coming back like Rooney of old, which he hasn't been for a long time. I just, anything can happen, but I don't agree with taking Mkhitaryan off. I haven't got a problem with Rooney coming on, but I think taking Mkhitaryan off was just a bit odd. They're basically playing one man against our back four. You've got to be brave.
Well, the only other option he's got now is to push Ashley Young forward. I mean, there's no other attacking players now on the bench, and I wouldn't throw that kid in at the deep end, not at all.
2-2 Damien making a comment that we've made quite a few times. We should have been shooting from distance a long time before now. Yeah, I agree. We should have done. We've only got 15 minutes left in this game.
Well, that's probably one of the good things about Rooney. He can shoot from distance. But I think if Mkhitaryan couldn't find any space being man-marked, I don't think Rooney's going to.
I personally don't think we're going to score doing what we're doing at the moment, and it is just cross, get it wide, put the cross in. Give us your thoughts on Rooney coming on anyway. If we win 1-0, you'll talk about how well we played, says Patrick Carroll. You clearly don't watch the United stand very often. I definitely will not and never have done. So that's not what will happen at all. We've not played well in this game, and I don't think, regardless of what happens now in the last few minutes, that won't happen.
I think Mourinho's pushed Ashley Young up there now, Mark.
Bit of a tit for tat at the moment.
Yeah.
Chelsea haven't lost yet because they kicked off at the same time as us, so that won't have happened yet. Like Shane says, it's Moyes tactics. Cross, cross, cross. Remember that game against Fulham where we had about 100 crosses?
Yeah. I mean, no matter what they put into the box, Foster's going to catch these all day. Might as well just go for broke now. Chuck Rooney up there, chuck Fellaini up there with Rashford. Probably like 3-4-3.
And Tutu Damian's made a lot of good comments today, and he's right. This game has been a game of attack against defence, and defence has won so far. Let's have a look on Twitter. I don't normally go to Twitter on the live streams, to be honest, but okay. So I said Rooney on for Mickey. Should have kept as many attackers on as possible, and Mickey did look tired, but a lot of people say, "Oh, you know what? I agree with that." But he's, would he take Zlatan off? No. Would he take Pogba off? No. So you shouldn't be taking off Mkhitaryan for that same reason. He's a match winner. And but he always seems to be happy. Spurs are 2-0 up as well. Yeah. Welcome back from the international break. It's going to be crap. Liverpool win, Spurs are going to win, and we're probably going to draw at home again.
Desperate times at the minute.
Yeah, it annoys me though that we get to the last 10 minutes of games again, and it's like you've got 90 minutes to win a game at Old Trafford, and just.
Going by Mourinho's press conference yesterday, I mean, if we don't get anything from this, the focus will be on the Europa League, without a doubt.
Let's have a look at some people have said they've sent some Snapchats about the Rooney opinion. Let's see if they have. Sander.
Oh.
Remember him?
Yeah.
Oh, he's just asleep. Good one. Ian.
Would you consider a bit for Riyad Mahrez?
No.
Would you consider a move?
No, I wouldn't consider a move for Riyad Mahrez. Was love?
Do you think Luke Shaw would have helped us today?
No. Next. Sabadika 1.
Squeaky bum time. Squeaky bum time.
I don't think it's even squeaky bum time. It's not even that exciting, to be honest. Jordan.
This is crap.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Nothing more to say, Jordan. Very much spot on.
Boyd has just made a very bad tackle. Nothing really harmful, but still. We are missing people like Mata for the passes. We are missing people like Ibrahimovic who can do tap-ins. Because as Matt...
I think there's a red card coming here for West Brom because he's been booked already. No, maybe not. Neon. It didn't look like a second yellow card anyway, to be honest. Spurs have got a second goal. Man United Salford Reds beyond a joke this game. And to be honest, I really hope we're going to get a win. Obviously, we all do as Manchester United fans. But This reminds me a lot of United have done this a lot at this season, especially Mourinho, when there's like 20 minutes to go and he brings Rooney on and it almost kills the game. I'm not having a go at Rooney, it's just the substitution he makes. It almost makes you think, instead of going that next level to try and get the winner, you're almost going, we've lost, we're not going to win. I think the Mkhitaryan substitution was wrong, and I think we should have gone more attacking, but...
Well, we can't give up yet.
No, we can't give up yet, but we've been in this position a long time before, haven't we? So I'm not going to be confident that we're going to get a goal. I hope we do. I really hope we do, in the sense that we've got Everton on Tuesday and Sunderland away the following Sunday. And if we don't win today, I think it makes them games not quite redundant, but certainly not. I think it'll be very difficult for us to get top four if we can't win today. Because I think the team's almost beaten in many ways at home now, because we've done it so many times. We've dropped so many points. I wouldn't call today a drop points though, Marcus. I don't know about you, because I don't really count that many chances.
No, there hasn't. I mean, for me, the most disappointing thing would be that this team has got speed in it, and it's quite a young team, the front line. And it's just evident how reliant we are on Zlatan. And that, for me, is a bit of a disappointment. I mean, Rashford, he hasn't been great today. I mean, Martial, again, not been great. Lingard, not been great. Mkhitaryan, not been able to do what he normally does because he's been man-marked. Michael Carrick's done what Michael Carrick does.
You know what, though? There's a valid point here in the fact that Spurs have got no Harry Kane, and they're still managing to win games. So we can't moan that. We can't just be... Manchester United should never be like this, but we can't just be, well, we've got no Zlatan, so that's an excuse.
No, it's not an excuse. I just think overall we just don't have that many attacking players. We've got too many defensive-minded players. I mean, today's bench says it all, doesn't it? You minus the Pogba injury and Mata. It's a shame that Rashford, he's taking pot shots outside the area now. And this is the sort of thing that should have been done about 10-15 minutes ago.
Yeah, well, throughout the game, really.
Yeah. It's always the same after international breaks, though, isn't it? I mean, United, they always look lethargic and, not themselves. But usually we find the second half's are much better, but a bit more intent the second half. But there's no cutting edge to them.
I just hope that it just drops for somebody in the box and we blast it in, but I can't see. I hope it happens. I'm not going to say I can't see it happening, because anything can happen in football, but I am baffled by how we've spent 90 minutes putting crosses into the box. Just baffles me. There's 50 million ways of winning a football game, and just one way against a team that's very good in the air. I bet West Brom's defence and Pulis have just been like, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
The best chance of the game actually fell to West Brom and Darren Fletcher. And,
I mean, he's leaving Fellaini up there now, and it's almost, you can tell what's going to happen. The opposing managers know, if it's still 0-0, last 10 minutes, we know Fellaini's going up, we know Rooney's coming on.
Yeah.
So they know the plan before they even kick off.
Who would be your man of the match?
Oh, God.
A lot of people were saying Fellaini, but I mean...
Do you know
I don't
what?
think anybody deserves it. I really don't.
It's been a bad performance all around, but I mean, to me, it's only Fellaini that stood out. I mean, him or Michael Carrick.
And I think that's the problem in itself. Because if Fellaini's your best player on the pitch, that says a hell of a lot.
Oh, yeah. I mean, considering he was playing as, I suppose, like CDM, wasn't he, for the majority of the game?
Yeah.
Along with Michael Carrick. I mean, our defence hasn't really had anything to do. De Gea's not had anything to do, really.
It's a bit. It's really puts the cross in. I'm tired of the crosses.
I mean, one thing is glaringly obvious to me, and that is in the summer, you know, there's got to be some attacking players coming. I mean, you know, like flair players. I mean, the crowd just seem a bit flat because there's nothing exciting. You know, nothing's going on to get the crowd up for it.
No, and that's a major concern, isn't it? A major concern for United is that we've got. I mean, there's a free kick here, and Rashford's behind it. I mean, it's so funny. Zlatan normally takes the free kick, but we'd have Mata or Pogba, and now Rashford's about to take a free kick, and he forces a good save from Foster.
Yeah.
And lots of United players on the follow-up. Surprised Rooney's not on that, but
I was just going to say, I thought Rooney would have took that free kick. But again, I mean, even leading up to that free kick, it's Rooney on the right-hand side putting the crosses in.
no, there's not been. Don't fall for all the goal, people. There's a lot of people saying
No.
goal for United. Don't fall
No.
for it. There's not been a goal for United. Don't worry about it. And I'm sure Marcus will start banning or timing out those who are doing it. But no, there's not been a goal yet. Brendan, why are people saying goal? Because they are stupid. Just ignore it. There's not been a goal.
Yeah, I'm on it now, mate. Well, at least with the comments saying that, they got excited.
Yeah, I was watching it myself for a minute, thinking, "Well, have we scored? Is there some sort of delay?" But there's not. It's not. It's 0-0.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very laboured performance, this, man.
Get commenting, give us your thoughts on the game, your man of the match. We take it all into account in relation to the virtually into the 90th minute now. Who do you put? Where do you put the blame? I mean, Marcus. I mean, blame's not a word I like to use, but who's at fault for this?
I wouldn't say. Well, if the blame's got to go anywhere, I would say it's. I would have to say the players, because they're the ones out there playing the game. I mean, all Mourinho does is tell them the tactics, tell them what he thinks, and that's it. It's the players that go out there and execute the tactics.
Yeah. So
it's for me, there's just not enough attacking intent in the team, and I think anyone would be stupid to blame Mourinho for it, because he's only had one transfer window, which was last summer. He brought in 4 players. 2 of them are missing today. One of them is a defender. So the only attacking option he had was Mkhitaryan, and if he thinks he looks tired, he looks tired. He takes him off. I wouldn't have took him off personally, because we need as many attackers as we could have. So for me, it's not Jose's fault at all. It's just the players. It's the squad. The squad is bad. The squad it's old. It's it's time for change now. We need fresh blood in there. People that want to play for Man United and not the money. It's. I hate to say it, but there's times have changed now, and relying on names like Van Gaal did to get him through games, those days are over, and Mourinho knows that. So I think, as soon as he gets rid of these has-beens and people that don't want to, well, they're not there for the club anymore, they're there for the money, I think the better. So roll on the summer.
Yeah.
I mean, if we had the players today, Ashley Young, if he bought 8 players like last summer, Ashley Young wouldn't have played today. Rooney wouldn't be in the team today. And there'd be a lot more attacking options. But on the bench, we've got a goalie, Darmian, Blind, Fosu Mensah. That's 3 defensive players straight away. And, our attacking option is Rooney and a youngster. Because there's just no one else. So it shows you, I mean, we might say we have a big squad, but it shows you in how thin in quality it is.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think it's just very, very disappointing to, 93 minutes at Old Trafford and no goals. And I don't know what the stats are now, but it's... Yeah,
well, that's 10 wins
honest,
and 9 draws.
I don't blame Mourinho, but I do think you've been schooled by somebody today. You have been schooled. You've been beaten by... You're not beaten, but you've been unable to break down a side that you should be able to break down. Disappointing, very disappointing.
It was. I mean, it's disappointing game. I mean, we like the look at the team. It was young. It was exciting going forward. We had pace and abundance, and we haven't utilised it at all. We've just kept on pumping crosses into the box, hoping that Fellaini or Bay on a corner can get something on it, and that's it. I can't recall one ball through the middle or round the back four where Rashford's had a run onto it.
No, well, you're not going to get that. You're not going to get that against the team that parks the bus. I think it was unrealistic that anybody would ever think that we would get that. But you've just got to be able to mix it up. And I think I'll talk about it in my match reaction. It's pointless talking about it here. But
I mean, Fellaini man of the match. That would be my choice. Him or Michael Carrick. But no one in that game was stood out head and shoulders above anyone else. I mean, 19 games unbeaten now, I think it is. I think it's 10 wins, 9 draws.
Yeah. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I'm glad you've come on, Marcus, and I'm sure you'll be back.
No worries, man.
On Tuesday. But I'm sort of holding my tongue for my live match reaction, reading live comments, soaking up what you've said, and I will be over there probably in about 30 seconds once this game's finished. But I've got a lot of things to say, but I will hold it back.
Well, let it out. You'll feel better.
I'm just disappointed. I just get disappointed because I really do think winning this game and then Everton on Tuesday and then Sunderland away, I don't think we would. I'm not saying we would have got top 4, but would have given ourselves a chance. I don't think we can do it now. I really don't. And I think, it's a shame because we've got so many games left. And it's almost become redundant. But that's the end of the game. It's over.
That's it. It's finished, yeah.
Thanks, everybody, for watching the watch-along. Absolutely superb, as per usual, you lot. Thanks, Marcus, for coming on.
No worries. Thanks for having me. And I'll see you again soon.
All right. Cheers, pal. You can follow him at Marcus Theed, is it, on Twitter?
At @mad_Marcus13.
Brilliant. Okay, I'll speak to you soon, pal.
Cheers, mate. See you later.
See you later. Everybody else, I'm going to hold off for a minute. I go over onto a live match reaction now. It will be live in probably about 30 seconds time. The stream is open. If you just click the United Stand icon, it will take you to the homepage. You'll see a picture of Jose Mourinho, Manchester United versus West Brom 0-0. Mourinho out of ideas. That's my live match reaction. I will give you my thoughts on there. Suffice to say, I'm pretty annoyed and I'm not going to hold back and I'm going to give it both barrels because I do think there is some fault today with the manager. I disagree with Marcus. I think there is, and I'll give you my thoughts there in a moment. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the live stream in 30 seconds time. Just click United Standing. You'll see the stream there. The live comments is open and I'll be there to join you. See you in a moment.